Come sit down, bro.
I'm going to be moving. Because as soon as I would have heard that type of weather coming, I'll send for my things. I'm out. I'm out. You hear me? Hey, we give all praise, esteem, and honor to Abba and Shamaim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach this day. Let's go to John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me, and you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you that you have not the love of Alahym in you. I come in my Abba's name, and you receive me not. And if another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Alahym only? Do not think that I will accuse you to Abba. There's one that accused you, even Moses, of whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? All esteem and praise to Abba and Shamaim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Shalom, Jay. John 3:22.
After these things came Yahushua and the disciples into the land of Judea. There he tarried with them and baptized. John also was baptizing in Adon near the Alahym, because there was much water there, and they came and were baptized. But John was not yet cast into prison. Then there arose a question between some of John's disciples and the Yahudim about purifying. They came unto John and said unto him, Rabbi, he that was with you beyond Jordan, to whom you bear witness, behold, the same baptized, and all men come to him.
All men.
John answered and said, a man can receive nothing except it be given him for Shamaim. You yourselves bear me witness that I said I am not the Hamashiach, but that I am sent before him. He that hath the bride is the bridegroom, but the friend of the bridegroom which stand and hear him rejoice greatly because of the bridegroom's voice. This my joy therefore is fulfilled. He must increase, but I must decrease.
That's right.
He that come from above is above all. He that is of the earth is earthly, and speak of the earth. He that come from Shamim is above all. What he have seen and heard that he testify, and no man received his testimony. He that have received his testimony hath set to his seal that
Alahym is true.
For he whom Alahym has sent speak the words of Alahym.
That's right.
Alahym give not the world by measure unto him.
That's right.
The Abba loved the Son and hath given all things into his hand. He that believe on the Son have everlasting life, and he that believe not the Son shall not see life, but the wrath of Alahym abide on him.
Abide on in Proverbs 6 and 20. I think we need to get Proverbs 6 out the way. Get the Psalms 82 quickly.
My son, keep your father's commandment, forsake not the law of your mother. Bind them continually upon your heart and tie them about your neck. When you go, it shall lead you. When you sleep, it shall keep you.
Now we talk about that. Shalom, brother Ernest, man.
It shall talk with you.
That's right.
The commandment is a lamp, and the law is light.
That's right.
Proofs of instruction are the way of life.
Now let's pause with that. The commandment is a what?
It's a lamp.
And the law is what?
It's light.
And the reproofs
of instruction are the way of life.
See let's go to Revelation chapter 3, man, verse 14. You did. And we're gonna run that down because you know the end of this chapter talking about adultery. You did. Revelation 3 and 14. Go ahead.
And unto the Malachim of the assembly of the Laodiceans write these things, saith the Amen and faithful and true witness, the beginning of the creation of Alahym. I know your works, that you are neither cold nor hot. I would you were cold or hot. So then, because you are lukewarm and neither cold nor hot,
I'm gonna do what?
Spew you out of my mouth.
What else?
When you say I am rich and increased with goods and have need of nothing, and know not that you are wretched and miserable, and poor and blind and naked, I counsel you to buy of me gold tried in the fire.
That you might be
rich.
What else?
And white raiment
that you might be
clothed.
What else?
The shame of your nakedness do not appear.
Don't appear.
Anoint your eyes with eye salve that you may see. As many as I love,
I
rebuke and chasten.
Many as I
love,
I
rebuke and chasten. Be zealous therefore and repent.
Now we read this last night in Proverbs 3, and I'm thinking about something else, right? Go back to Proverbs 3 and 6. Now, why is the reproof of instructions the way of life? Because that teaching is how you walk in the pathway of life or the manner of life. Remember, chastening or discipline or rebuke in its essence is instruction. Musar, by definition, means instruction, along with chastening. You know what I'm saying? So you have to realize something, that chastening in and of itself is just not going off on somebody. It's instruction. You know what I'm saying? And that is almost grossly overlooked when chastisement is being discussed, because it's something that they're aiming to teach you. You did? Go ahead.
In all your ways acknowledge him, he shall direct your path. Be not wise in your own eyes.
Don't be what?
Not wise in your own eyes. Fear Yahuwah and depart from evil. It shall be health to your navel and marrow to your bone.
Marrow to your bone.
Honor Yahuwah with your substance and with the first fruits of all your increase. So shall your barns be filled with plenty, and your presses shall burst out with new wine.
New wine.
My son, despise not the chastening of
Despise not the chastening of Yahuwah.
Neither be weary of his correction.
Neither be what?
Weary of his correction.
So go ahead and give him chastening, weary, and correction.
Chastening is musar, discipline, chastening, correction. And weary is kutz, to be grieved, loath, to abhor, to feel a loathing or abhorrence or sickening dread.
Sickening dread. Don't be angry. Don't be mad. Don't loathe the fact that he's going to correct you. Go ahead.
Correction is toka'ah, that is rebuke, correction, reproof, punishment, chastisement.
Give me Psalms 94 and 12, I believe.
Baruch is the man whom you chasten, O Yahuwah, and teach him out of your law.
Baruch is the man whom you what?
Whom you chasten.
Blessed is the man whom he chastens. Now, we just read that in Revelation. There's as many as he loved, he chastened and rebuked. And he said you'll be blessed in this event. Now, he said the reproofs of instruction are the way of life. Now, I want you to finish Proverbs 3 and then go give them reproofs and instruction. Of course, instruction is Musa. We'll go to the other hill.
He said, for whom, verse 12, for whom Yahuwah love, he correct, even as a father the son in whom he delight.
Even the father the son in whom he what?
In whom he delight.
Shalom, Sister Regina. Even the father and the son in whom he what?
Delight.
Oh, you know we got to do it. Matthew what? 17 and 1.
And after 6 days, Yahweh shall take Peter, James, and John his brother, and bring them up into a high mountain apart, and was transfigured before them, and his face did shine as the sun, and his raiment was white as the light. Behold, there appeared unto them Moses and Elijah talking with him. Then answered Peter and said unto Yahushua, Lord, it is good for us to be here. If you will, let us make here 3 tabernacles.
Hit that switch and cut that fan.
One for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. While he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and behold, a voice out of the cloud which said, This is my beloved son, in whom I am well pleased.
This is my what? My beloved son, in whom I'm what?
I am well pleased. Hear you him.
Now, go back to Proverbs 3 and what you just read. I want you to keep this in mind, especially when you talk about Psalms 82, verse 6 more explicitly and specifically, that we're going to get to. Because I know we talk about judgment to a certain extent, dealing with the Valley of Hinnom. Now, we dealt with that just for informational purposes. And then also to give a little bit more insight into the weeping and gnashing of teeth, considering that the name of the city is the place of fire and the name of the valley is lamentation. You know what I'm talking about? But nevertheless.
There's a question on chastisement or rebuke. Like, could you say that's like discomfort in a way? Like,
for some people, it can be depending on the rebuke. You can definitely find some discomfort in that. I'm also trying to bring that back because we read that verse the other week, I should say. You know, open rebuke is better than secret love. And then, of course, you know, the son was put to an open shame. He was openly rebuked before all. Or, you know, the verse in Proverbs, chasten your son while there is hope, and spare not for his crime. So give him the rebuke while there is an expectation of reward. I can't remember what verse that is. What is it? Is it Proverbs 19?
1918.
Go ahead, Sebo. Yeah, 19 and 18. So listen to that.
Chasten your son while there is hope, and let not your soul spare for his crime.
So pause. Give him chasten, give him hope. We know where the crying part came in at because he cried out, my Alahym, why have you forsaken me? He did not spare him by reason of crying. And we can read in Romans where Paul makes that statement plain, that he spared not his own son. It's in Romans 8, if my memory serves me correctly. Go ahead.
Chasten is yasar, to chasten, discipline, instruct, admonish.
So to instruct or admonish or to discipline, remember, it tells you in Isaiah 53, he was chastened for your iniquities. You know what I'm talking about? So hope, which is the most important part of this whole verse. This is expectation. So chasten your son while there is hope. So what is the hope or expectation that individuals are seeking to receive? Well, Matthew 1:17.
So all the generations from Abraham to David, 14 generations, and from David until the carrying away into Babylon are 14 generations. From the carrying away into Babylon unto Hamashiach are 14 generations. Now the birth of Hamashiach, of Yahushua HaMashiach, was on this wise, when as his mother Mary was the spouse of Joseph, before they came together, she was found with child of the Ruach HaKadosh. Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man and not willing to make her a public example, was minded to put her away privily. But while he taught on these things, behold, the Malachim of the Lord appeared unto him in a dream, saying, Joseph, you son of David, fear not to take unto you Mary your wife.
Why?
For that which is conceived in her is of the Ruach HaKadosh.
What else?
She shall bring forth a son. You shall call his name Yahushua.
And what's going to happen?
For he shall save people from his people from their sins.
He's going to save the people from their what?
From their sins.
From their what?
From their sins.
So he's going to rescue them from their sin. Now, what does that mean to save them from their sins? I want to do another point. I want you to go to John chapter 1. I want you to go to verse 17. No, is it verse 17? I think it's about verse 24. Shalom, Eastman. No, man. No, man. I ain't going to burn it, man. I had waited a long time to get him on discount. And I hit a couple tickets on that the other day, boy. No, I only won 10 on one. I missed one. You had to pick 6 niggas to score a touchdown, man. I was one short because I picked Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? If I'd have hit all 6, I'd have won 250 cash. Not cash, but fan cash. That would have bought a whole jersey right there. That's the only time I spend it on. You know what I'm saying? I can't convert it to real cash. You know what I'm talking about? Shoot. I hit one last night, 5 leg. On that hole, stung them. You know, the Rockets came through for me. Somebody else came through for me. You know what I'm saying? I need that Black Eagles, man. I need to hit a couple more tickets. I got about 3 of them. Right now. You know what I'm saying? Now, one of them, like, you can win some cash. You win 100 bands. You know what I'm saying? I definitely got to take the cash. You know what I'm saying? For real, hold on. Y'all think I'm playing.
I know you serious.
Listen, you see it right here, right? See, that one there, you only get 5. I already got them in. But that one there, I need that 100 cash. You know what I'm talking about? See, 20. I don't want no fan cash. Give me that bread. Well, they want to do tic-tac-toe with 2 games. Shalom, Brother Robert, man. What we going to do with that? Nah, man, this one here, man, got my name on the back. You get custom made, you get my name on the back. I mean, I pulled up on my man's at a real estate event one time. He said, I see you got the Brian Thomas Jr. I was like, no. He saw that number 7. I said, no. That's me. That's me. I ain't got no senior on the back. The first. No, sir. I said, no, they get thrown when you tell them that's my name on the back. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at you because everybody got a jersey with somebody else's name, but hey, nigga, get my name on the back. God damn it. You know what I'm saying? I just seen a video Quab shared with a fan talking trash to KD. KD went over there and cussed this white man out. You know what was funny? He had on a KD jersey while he was talking to this man. I could slid that jersey right off. Hey, KD said, man, I don't give a damn about none of that. I ain't apologizing. Hey, KD a fool, bro. Yeah, they don't really cost that much more than the Fanatics, brother Ernest, on the Fanatics app. They don't really cost that much more than the regular joint. They like $384, but see, I ain't paying $384. See what I'm saying? I win them doggone tickets, and then I wait for them to come with the 25-30% off, and then you pull the trigger. You wait. You wait. You know what I'm saying? Fanatics give you 25-30% off at least twice a week. Shoot, you catch them when you got some money. That's when you make your move. But you got to be making the bets too, though. You know what I'm saying? Every week, you know, nigga might win by $20. Not real money, but you know, it's close enough. Go ahead. You know what I'm talking about?
Saying they which were sent were of the Pharisees, and they asked him and said unto him, why baptize you then, if you be not that Hamashiach or Elijah, nor that prophet? John answered them, saying, I baptize with water, but there stand one among you whom you know not. He it is who is coming after me, who's coming after me, preferred before me, whose shoe latchet I am not worthy to unloose.
Not worthy to unloose.
These things were done in Beth Bar beyond Jordan, where John was baptizing. The next day, John seen Yahusha coming unto him.
What'd he say?
Behold, the Lamb of Alahym, which take away the sin of the world.
Now, boom. Here's your question. We just read. Oh, yeah, I ain't gonna pay that much. I'm gonna pay that money. Because if I had to pay that, I wouldn't get none. Because I remember them hoes would be 200. That was 2001. I don't even know if that's a fair double up in 25 years. Because I was thinking about it back then. I had about a layup up. You know what I'm saying? I had an Eric Moles Buffalo. Had Aaron Brooks, Vic, McNabb. I did do one custom, man. They ain't had Jamal Lewis Ravens, and I got Jamal Lewis because I ain't want Ray Lewis. You know what I'm saying? I'm still looking for that jersey right now. If I can find it, you know what I'm saying? Because shoot, Saints jersey, it was just because of the black quarterback. I had Charles Woodson. I had a Marino. Marino was the only one that was a Mitchell and Ness. The rest of them was two Jaguar jerseys. Had R.J. Soward. I don't know what possessed me to buy that one. No, I ain't had them. I ain't had no Viking jersey. No. Dante Culpepper. No. I had R.J. Soward. He wore number 81. I bought both of them Jaguar jerseys from the Jaguar shop on Jack's Beach. You know what I'm saying? They had every player there. That's how I was able to get R.J. Soward. And I had Fred Taylor. I had Fred Taylor in the white, R.J. Soward in the teal. They ain't had no black jersey back then. So don't bother me. This 2001. You know what I'm saying? I had a Redskins champ Bailey.
They ain't have black in 2001.
No. They didn't come with that till I don't like them white Reebok neck tags. I hate them jerseys, man. It's not even a jersey. I hate that tag. I refuse to buy one. You know what I'm saying? For real, I hate them all. I don't like them. You know what I'm saying? The Reebok helmet tag is what they call them. But yeah, that's what I was into, man. That's what I had back then, man. You know what I'm saying? I still need to get enough. I need to find that Vic helmet tag. Niggas was mad when nigga popped out with that Vic. Yeah, boy. Get you that NFL shop catalog and order them, nigga. Wasn't no internet back then, boy. Not like that. You know what I'm saying? You had to have a catalog. You had to call them. Shoot, that's what they had. NFL shop used to be in Wisconsin back then, man. No, I ain't have a starter jersey back then. Man, when I was selling dope. That's when I was making enough money to actually pay for one. You know what I'm saying? And I did too. Now the McNair, I didn't have that then, but I got one now. You know what I'm saying? Got him off eBay too. That jersey literally 25 years old. That helmet tag jersey, man, that junk was only for the 2001 season, man. So that's literally 25 years old. Because I got a McNabb like that. If I find that Vic, it's 25 years old. Oh, I was known for them, for the McNabb, Brooks, and Vic. You know, hey, man, Black Quarterback Week, man. One day I might just do that. But Black Quarterback Week. But I started grabbing them jerseys again strictly for black quarterbacks first. Then it was like, hey, I can get my name on the back. So I got my name on the back. You know what I'm saying? And the numbers, see, the numbers are different because the numbers are for people's birthdays. See, that Seahawks 19, because 19 is an odd number to choose. Jamal was born on the 19th. For real. Because the Jaguar 6, my mama born on the 6th. That Buccaneers 13, because that's the day my mom and daddy died. They died on the 13th. This here, this 5, that's for Deidre and Leah. Their birthdays on the 5th.
Instead of playing numbers, you buy jerseys.
Yeah.
Play numbers. My daughter's birthday, I'll play this number.
No, I ain't never playing no numbers. Shalom, Kron.
Yeah, I know. That's what my dad did. And guess what? Lost a lot of.
You don't never win doing that. Come on, Silver. You don't never win doing that. I got a few more to get. I need to get a 8. You know what I'm saying? For Muffin Man, I need a 9. For Simone, I need a 15 for Muffin. A 12 for the other Muffin. 26 for Joanne. Maybe 21 and 23. You know about 21, 23? No, my cousin's son was born on the 23rd. And my granddaddy was born on the 21st. And my auntie, and Joanne's namesake was born on the 23rd, November 23rd. I like single digits though. You know what I'm saying? But you know. But go ahead.
We go with the John one.
Yeah. No, this is my question for y'all. John 1 and 28. This is my question for y'all. Save the people from their sins. And what's the other one? He said, take away their sins. What does that mean scripturally? How would you explain that scripturally? The totality of the book is allowed to be used to answer this question. I say, man, I've always worn jerseys, man. My mama bought my first jersey in 1987. Tampa Bay Buccaneer, Doug Williams. Man. You don't know nothing about that. I got the picture of it on my on Facebook page. It might be on my phone. Hold on, I'm finding it for you, man. You think I'm playing? See if you think it's a game. That what started me wearing them. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been wearing them ever since. Somebody be like, "You were too old for that." So, well, I guess I'll be too old for it. Because I'm gonna do what I like to do. They don't give a damn what none of them think. For real. I'm waiting on y'all now. Oh, see, they done changed this junk, man. I don't like that junk. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's it right there, boy. No, that's 1987. That's the first one. Yeah, see this right here? Y'all can't see it. Man, they keep changing the junk. I don't even know how to dim this no more. Now to back it up. But yeah, that's the first one. Y'all can't see it. That's the first one right there, boy. Hey, how you doing? When he say save the people from their sins and take away their sins scripturally, how would you answer that? This is what I want you to do, Sivo. Go back to Matthew, right? Mm-hmm. Give them take away in the Greek by definition. Go back to John 1 and then give them I
think John 1 he said
take away. So Matthew 1 is going to say save. So go to Matthew 1, give them the Greek word for save. Go back to John 1 and give them the word for take.
Save is that is to save, to keep safe and sound, to rescue from danger.
That's the part that I wanted you to deal with, because there's another Hebrew word for save is going to be rescue. So you can look at that. He's going to rescue you from your sins. Now you need to look at what does that mean. This is going to be case in point back to Psalms 82 and 6. This is why this is important. That's why we're looking at it. Now go back to John 1 and 28. Give him a definition, the Greek definition of the word take away.
Way is arrow, that is to raise up, to elevate, to lift up, or to take upon oneself and carry what has been raised up to bear.
Boom. That's the Hebrew word nasah, to lift up and to bear. That's what that would be the Hebrew equivalent. What's the word for take?
It's one word.
Take away. So now you got that into play, right? What does that mean scripturally when he's saying I'm going to save them from their sins? He's going to take away your sin. How are you going to explain that? But this should be easy.
From the curse in the garden.
No, man. You're taking it too. That's not explaining it. I don't want to answer. I need you to explain it. You know how them crackers got your kid talking about show you work in math school? That's what I need you to do. So he said he's going to rescue you from your sins. So this is so Brianna says that Jesus saves us from sins, punishment, and then helps us, free us from sins control. That's a different conversation, because we have to look at what he said he's going to do. He's going to save the people from their sins, and then he said he's going to take away your sins, which means he's going to bear them. Quran put 2 Corinthians 5 and 21. Read that. That's a part of it. It's a lot of moving parts, because the one part you're leaving out is I guess you just said it, the atonement, not the goat, the atonement period. But then we got it's a lot of moving parts, because what do we read in Hebrews 9? Bulls and goats can't do what? Take away sin, can't do it. But this, what you say?
He took theirs and he gave them a covenant of the moon.
And then you had that. Well, the main part, I think you just text me this here. It's your tree of life. But then we'll just go even a step further. Because like I said, it's a multi. Now, there's not one way to answer this. But it's more nuanced than just an answer. So when I say, hey, on this one here, you got to show your work, it's in the standpoint of y'all could have 4 different answers and they could all be correct. But how did you arrive there? You know what I'm saying? Contextually. What do you take? I'm pairing this, and this. I would take this because some things is not, it has to be this. You know what I'm saying? It could be 4 different answers and they could all be correct. You know what I'm talking about? But come on, Sibo.
Say, for he had made him to be sin for us who knew no sin, that we might be made the righteousness of Alahym in him.
Now, see, this is Paul, because he mentioned this. Okay, he became sin who knew no sin. But this is the aspect of how is he bearing it? Because that's what it says in John. He is him who take away sins or is going to bear the sin. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to go to Ezekiel chapter 12. I want you to go to verse 4. See, now this is where Isaiah 53 come in at, because that word Nasa or bear or lift up is mentioned there. See, that's when we're going to come back to John 12 when he say, when the son of Adam shall be lifted up, all men shall come unto him. Or he said, or as the serpent in the wilderness was lifted up.
Genesis 49:2 Issachar.
Yeah, you can. Definitely can. When he say this, bear him as a servant to bear. I'm saying it wrong, but y'all know what to say. We can get it in a moment. But go ahead. Reason why we're looking at this here, because he said that you are gods, yet you should die like men. But all you are the sons of the Most High. Because he's talking about all these men who need to be judged, who are afflicting the poor, the fatherless, the needy, and all this here. Because again, what we were mentioning last night when he said, hey, every man going to be judged according to his works. People like to mention that the works is just the law, but it's your occupation or your deeds. So however you go about your business, however you conduct yourself, yeah, that's what you're going to be judged by. You know what I'm saying? Then you take into account, he said, I just tried to answer, but the comment section didn't give me enough space. So the question requires a comment. Well, yeah, you can still drop the verses or whatever you got because it can lead to something. I really just want to jog people's brain. Now, of course, in the comment section, you can't type all that. That's cool. But if you got something you want to drop, by all means, you know what I'm saying? It's more so to jog your own mind. You know what I'm talking about? Then also because we're talking about him being chastised. You dig? Shalom, Sister Kelly. Ezekiel 12:3. It's talking about him being chastised.
Just a quick little with that just the work. That's kind of like that parable of the talents.
That's a little different because that's dealing with somebody who I gave you a pack. And you didn't take that pack and multiply it. Meaning I gave you a word and you didn't go out and make disciples. You kept it to yourself. You wicked and slothful servant. Now I want you to understand that's different from you understanding some word and him giving you a pack. But when he give you a pack, he giving you a pack because he's expecting you to go outside and move that. You see what I'm saying? So meaning, speak, Brother Joseph, I'm expecting you, if I made you an apostle, a prophet, an evangelist, a teacher, I'm expecting you to go bear some fruit. Not be like, I'm going to hold it to myself. No, that's going to be a problem. Because what did I give it to you for? You know what I'm saying? Versus say, like we were talking about, once you receive that anointing, you have no need for another man to teach you. Or like we were talking about last night, you may not be a teacher, so that's not your occupation. So you don't have to multiply that talent. Because it could be just like what he told Peter. What if I told him to occupy till I come? What that got to do with you? You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, if I didn't send you to do that, that doesn't mean you would be wrong per se if you went outside and shared the word, but that's not your job. So therefore, the standard of somebody who that's their job, that wouldn't be held to you because that's not your job. You know what I'm saying? But if your job was to be a servant or to sing or to share knowledge and wisdom, and you didn't do that, then you would be akin to that servant with that talent. You didn't multiply with ushri what I gave you. You sorry bastard. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, like, let's just take it back to what we were talking about last night, man. Like, everybody ain't got to do the same thing. It's not beneficial if everybody doing the same thing. Most of y'all that have been on the construction site, everybody can't do the same thing. Everybody can't be the framer. Somebody need to be an electrician. Somebody need to be the plumber. Somebody got to be the drywall guy. Somebody got to be the roofer. Somebody got to be the foundation guy, the flooring guy. Everybody got to do their job to get this house built. Because if everybody trying to do the same thing, well, this house going to be poorly constructed. You know what I'm talking about? And shalom, and definitely ain't nothing going to get done. It's just going to lead to poor quality. You know what I'm saying? But if everybody focused on their job, see, the word is not like how some people would say, you know, you're a jack of all trades, but a master of none. See, Yahuwah would rather you master one thing and just do that. That doesn't mean that people don't. Obviously, we know that people have multiple jobs. Clearly, Peter was an apostle and a pastor. And Yahushua had every job. But in general, you don't see a multitude of dudes in the word doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Holding 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different jobs. This is what he did. This is what he did. This is what he did. Of course, if you recall, that's when you see David came in and he introduced the courses, the 24 courses. Hey, man, just do this. What does that lead to? It leads to more institutional efficiency, where you don't have bureaucracy, if you would, where stuff get bogged down. You know what I'm talking about? Facts, Omar. You know, different measure of gifts. That's how the game goes. And of course, it's according to the faith that an individual has in the loving kindness of God, and then also what his will is and what he wants accomplished. And that's what people get the game twisted at, because you wanted to make it be about what you want to accomplish. But it's more so about what accomplishes his will, because it's his will, not yours. And that's what people get the game twisted at, because they get in this thing and make it about themselves. It's not about you. You know what I'm saying? Because if it was about you, then you would be the savior or the God. Now, wouldn't you? You know what I'm saying? But it ain't. It ain't. But where we at, blood?
Ezekiel 12.
He said, you hosted a gathering at mine today. I'm no teacher. I was looking into Jeremiah with the guys and was able to show some testimony that everyone's getting at. So I was pleased. Indeed. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good, you know, you get a chance to share individual, hey, you know, do what you do. You know what I'm saying? You do with that what you will. See, there's nothing, you know, ain't nothing wrong. I know most of y'all be rapping with people. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But it's a whole nother thing when you like, boy, I'm finna be popping people off. Say, how do you know if you have that calling? Does y'all reveal it to you? That's what they teach in the church. It's not necessarily something that he revealed to you. You know what I'm saying, per se? Because when you look at a revelation, you know, church uses revelation out of context. You know what I'm saying? When he reveals something to you, it's a revealing of a secret. You know what I'm saying? When you've been put to task to do a job, he'll give you the abilities to do that job. You know what I'm saying? Of course, there's a framework and a structure. So, like if you was wanted to be a pastor, you would already had to been in the word already, learning the word from somebody. You know what I'm talking about? To meet the qualifications to do that. To be a prophet, I mean, that's different, because that's something he said he's going to appear to you in a vision and a dream with that. So there'll be no denying if you with that. But the difference is with a prophet ain't finna be sitting in front of nobody teaching nobody, which is a common misconception that people, church or Hebrew, say prophets don't teach. You know how many disputes I done had with niggas arguing me about that prophets did teach? Show me one. Show me one prophet who taught who was not a teacher also. Because about the only one you're going to get is Moses. Because where you see Jeremiah teaching people word at, don't worry about it. You don't. What do you see Isaiah doing to that? You don't. You got another prophet who would teach. Who would that be? See, you in this book right now. No, Daniel wasn't no teacher. Daniel was from Judah. No. Ezekiel was a high priest. You know what I'm saying? And a prophet. Now, when you take a look at Ezra, I don't even know if Ezra prophesied in his book. Off the top of my head. You know what I'm saying? It's things that we could take as testimony, but I don't think that necessarily he prophesied. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking about chapter 8, when he was praying to Yahuwah about what the people had going on. Like, yeah, prophets don't teach. That's not their job. You know what I'm saying? And that's where you get the fight and argument about women teachers go, Miriam was a prophetess, and that's because you don't know what a prophet does. So you think a prophet teaches, so you think all prophets taught. Prophets don't teach. That's not their job. How do we know that? Because the book tell you the Levites taught the good law of Yahuwah.
You say, well, he wasn't teaching, but like Jonah.
But he was prophesying.
He kind of called it a term.
Yeah, but with the prophecy that he came and brought. How do you know if you're a prophetess? Read Numbers 12 and 1. This is how whether prophet or prophetess, how you know it. Because being a prophet is Yah ordained. A man can't make you one. And I can't tell nobody who, what, or when, anytime God could appear to somebody in a vision or a dream. That ain't my place to say. The only way that you could test if somebody is a prophet or not is if the word that they prophesied come to pass that they spoke. After that, because I'm telling you something. Somebody could tell me let's say theoretically, somebody could tell me, yeah, appeared to me in a vision or a dream. I might think they lying, but I wouldn't say that out loud. Because I don't know. Because if he did, then I'm fighting against him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna say nothing. And we'll just let time and space prove if he appeared to you in a vision or a dream or not. You know, some people be hasty. You ain't no prop. I ain't doing that. Cause boy, if you're on the wrong side of the stick, boy, you fighting against God, boy. Numbers 12 and 1.
And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. They said, have Yahuwah indeed spoken only by Moses? Have you not spoken also by us? And Yahuwah heard. Now the man Moses was very meek above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. Yahuwah spake suddenly unto Moses and unto Aaron and unto Miriam. Come out of you three unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they three came out. Yahuwah came down in the pillar of the cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you.
If there be a what?
A prophet among you.
I, Yahuwah,
will make myself known unto him in a vision and will speak unto him in a dream.
So, Emma, that's how you would know if you're a prophet or a prophetess, according to what the Almighty said. After that, there's no other standard. You know what I'm saying? And that's not something that, read 1 John 3 and 1. That's not something that, is it 3 and 1? It's 4 and 1, excuse me. It's not anything that you know what I'm saying? Like, if you be like, God appeared to me in a vision or a dream, what I'm supposed to say to that? Other than, well, what kind of dream was it? What did he say? You know what I'm saying? That's all you can say. You know what I mean? But that's how you know. For that individual. For the outside person to validate it, it's going to be on that person's lifestyle and the word that they prophesied. That's how you validate it. That's why we read in 1 John 4 and 1. Go ahead.
Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of Alahym, because many false prophets are going out into the world. Hereby know you the Ruach of Alahym. Every rock that confesses that Yahushua HaMashiach is come in the flesh is of Alahym. And every rock that confesses not that Yahushua is come in the flesh is not of Alahym. And this is the Ruach of the anti-Mashiach, wherever you have heard that it should come, and even now already is it in the world.
So there's a way to test or prove somebody, and you're supposed to test and prove everybody who says whether they say they're an apostle, whether they say they're a prophet, a pastor, a teacher, an evangelist. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to put them to the test. Anybody who would be offended by that clearly wouldn't be sent from God, because Yahushua was never offended when they put him to the test. See, they were putting him to the test, but they were being wicked as hell. You know, we went through that. But you just ain't supposed to just go for it. That's why he say, if you don't believe me for my words, he say, believe me for my works, because my actions should have told you. You know what I'm saying? So, but nevertheless, that's how you know that. Like I said, an apostle, that's somebody who's been taught the testimony of Yahushua directly from God. So if a person says they're an apostle and they don't have the witness of the Lord, then that nigga lying. If somebody say they're an evangelist and they don't have the witness of the Lord, that nigga lying. If somebody say they're a pastor and they don't line up with the qualifications of a pastor and ain't nice with the word, that nigga lying. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we always take the time to look at them things, because you supposed to know that. You supposed to be able to know, oh, that nigga say, that nigga, look at, man. I don't be wanting to put people on blast like that, you know, about because, you know, you don't know them people. That ain't, we ain't got to do all that. But I done told you. I just told my dog that. Man, 95% of these niggas is trash. You think God gonna give a nigga some trash work? Do y'all even sit there and ponder upon that and put, because we all know we Israelites, to the side, or because you might like this person's engaging personality and just look at the fact that his work is trash? And then ask yourself, so you believe the God in heaven would fool with a man and give him trash work? Trash work. mediocre. You know what I'm saying? Mediocre. That's below quality. You know what I'm saying? We had to go through that last night because Mother said that yesterday, talking about my day was mid. Do you even know what that means?
Man, what you said?
Yeah, you don't even know what that means. She did know what it means.
Somebody in school,
Yeah, she go to school with them nigga churn. This nigga churn go to her school. You know what I'm saying? But you really think is that the Almighty, you know, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Yahuwah of hosts is his name, is going to give somebody mid work? Below quality? I don't. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. You know what I'm talking about? And I also don't feel the need to be like, he sucks. And everybody know it because, you know, I ain't going to lie to you. That's a buster move. Because you ain't saying that this person sucks because you think that they suck. You saying they suck to drive attention to yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you got good work speak for itself. You know about that? You ain't never sell no work. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? When I say work, I'm talking about any product, period. You know what I'm saying? Not just no. If you done sold anything in your life, period, you know that good product, good work sell itself. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to, hey man, if you selling good food, you ain't got to put no salt that, yeah, my food better. You ain't got to do none of that. I just seen that big fat nigga who do the food reviews here, boy, that nigga pulled up on the spot on Riverside. That boy said, I don't know how nobody don't know about this here. He said, it played fire. It's something Clark's Cafe, I think he said. It's on Riverside Avenue. Yeah, Clark, hold on. I think I showed you that joint. I don't eat subs like that. All them cold cuts look like it raised my blood pressure. He might like it though. Clark Bro Subs. He do. You got to like to eat to be the food reviewer.
You put your own sometimes. Huh? You put your own sometimes. No, like you put your own.
Nah, that boy say, boy, that.
He eat everything. Oh, yeah. Like I was saying to his point, like some of that stuff I wouldn't eat those. I don't care if he get it with 10 stuff. I don't like to eat that.
Right, yeah. I ain't going around there eating.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he eat everything.
See, I am not going. I can't eat no subs like that because I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a lot of sodium in sliced turkey. And then you talking about eating subs, that's bread. That's too much bread. That junk going. And I got diabetes. I ain't got nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? But he said he funny. That nigga is funny now. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that like when you see what Elijah did in Kings, what he said, if Yahuwah be God, worship him. If Baal be God, worship him. When you saying something to be like, oh, he sucks, you're really trying to draw attention to yourself. And then that would fly in the face of what's in John 7. You know what I'm saying? He that seeketh his own esteem, God ain't dealing with him. But he that seeketh the esteem of him that sent him, the same, that's not what you do. You don't have to point out, oh, this nigga sucks. Now, if he was of the devil, you know what I'm talking about? That's different. If he's an anti-Mashiach, that's different. But just saying, oh, he sucked, don't listen to him. Come on, man. Good work, sell itself with God with you, man. Hey, man, that junk gonna show to who it's for. If they can't pick it up, what you're putting down, it wasn't for them in the first place. And that's something that a lot of people don't like to look at and deal with either. That, hey, man, that thing ain't for everybody, boy. Say all that bread ain't good, especially the additives. Oh, I already know it. I can't eat that junk anyway. So, yeah, that's what I mean by that. And I always mention to you what Hananiah did when Jeremiah was around. Jeremiah said, oh, amen, brother. Let Yahuwah bring that to pass, and he slid. You know what I'm saying? And he slid. He said, amen. Yahuwah bring the pass and more so. He only went back because God said, you tell that nasty, wicked bastard. I ain't say that. Because if you know God with you and you got a pack, you don't got to do all that. You know what I'm saying? Where you see Yahushua walk around, them niggas words up. Don't listen to them. Listen to me. He ain't never do that. But you know what he told you to do? Beware their doctrine, though. Watch them.
Yeah. Do what they say.
Do what they say. Don't do what they do. He didn't do all that. Because you don't have to do that. Man, if you're a grown man and you have to do that, that reeks of femininity and insecurity. Use a buster, a sucker, and words I won't use. Yeah. And that's the other part on it. Sometimes you got to play it smooth and be quiet. Because what you fighting against somebody who for your cause? That's stupid.
That's what they did with downtown. They didn't have to play it like that.
They ain't have to play it like that. And did your thing. But you felt like somebody posting up on your block to sell some work. And see, that situation, what I ain't like about it was they went at somebody they felt was a weak link. Because see, I wasn't going to say nothing to him. But now you feel like, okay, don't even worry about it. You step to the side, young nigga. I'm going to deal with these niggas here. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to do it like somebody in the porno movie. 4-on-1, they take all you niggas down. You know what I'm talking about? All you niggas down. That's what happened, though. It's on camera. You seen it. I ain't had no voice. I'm cutting these niggas. I'm losing my voice. Nigga pissed me off, man. It wasn't even about no word. It's the fact how they kick their game. Bro, we wasn't coming around here to fool with y'all, man. We really were going to post up and let you niggas slide. Because we wasn't trying to preach to the people outside. We were just having service outside. I think Troy went over there and then they tried to run up on somebody they thought they could fade. Because he ain't say nothing to me because the nigga knew me. I done already whooped his behind once before because I came through there one day and they want to gang up on the old black lady. Trying to bombard her with some word. I say, come on, blood. You know that lady don't know no word like that. Because you know what? Actually, this is a true story. I was finna walk right past them and let them have that. And he was like, boy, you better go back around now. Because I had just got off the Skyway. I was living in San Marco. I'm finna get ready to walk across that Main Street bridge and go to the house. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, no, don't run that fade. So you know what we had to do, Sid? We had to run that fade. You know what I'm talking about? Ezekiel 12:3. Because I definitely was finna walk and keep going. I think they were running up on her about something with Elisha. If my memory serves me correctly. It was something in 2 Kings.
And therefore, you son of man, prepare you stuff for removing, and remove by day in their sight. You shall remove from your place to another place in their sight. It may be they were considered, though they be a rebellious house.
Rebellious house.
Then shall you bring forth your stuff by day in their sight, as stuff for removing. You shall go forth at evening in their sight, as they that go forth into captivity.
Mm-hmm.
Dig you through the wall in their sight, and carry out thereby. In their sight shall you bear it upon your shoulders.
Mm-hmm. Bear it upon your what?
Upon your shoulders.
Tell them what bear means, man.
In the song.
That's to lift up, to carry.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same definition of the Greek word that you see in John 1:28. So he's going to lift up and carry that sin. So if he's lifting up and carrying the burden, right? Mm-hmm. Tell him what burden means.
I know they say burden. It just
bear it on your shoulder. Come on, it'll come up eventually. Go.
And carry it forth in the twilight. You shall cover your face that you see not the
thinking about
ground.
another chapter. Go ahead, my bad.
For I set you for a sign unto the house of Yasharal.
He set you for a what?
A sign.
What signs, folks, Lil Johnny? Somebody help me out. This nigga want to rub on his leg. He don't know that. Rubbing his thigh, man. Your wife in there.
Unbelievable.
So that means this is a sign these people don't believe. Remember, how do we know this? Because he said, hey, man, they hear your words, but they won't do them. And then they'll know that a prophet has been among them. So when they see him doing this, this is a sign for them to know that, hey, this is going to come to pass. But they missed that sign. Go ahead.
And I did so as I was commanded and brought forth my stuff by day as stuff for captivity. And in the evening, I dig through the wall with my hand. I brought it forth in the twilight and I bear it upon my shoulder in their sight. You bear it upon your what? My shoulder in their sight.
I guess y'all know what that means when you go to Matthew, where he bared that stake at. On his what?
Shoulder.
Okay.
Saying, in the morning came the word of Yahuwah unto me, saying, Son of man, have not the house of Yasharal, the rebellious house, said unto you, what do you? Say you unto them, thus saith Yahuwah Alahym, this burden concerns
there it is. This what?
This burden.
Tell him what burden means. That's what he bearing on his shoulder is representative of a burden.
That's Masah, load, bearing, a tribute, a burden, a lifting.
A load, a tribute. What is he carrying? What is this burden? Go ahead, Sabo.
Concerning the prince in Jerusalem and all the house of Yasharal that are among them, say, I am your sign, like as I have done. So shall it be done unto them. They shall remove and go into captivity. And the prince that is among them shall bear it upon his shoulder in the twilight. They shall go forth. They shall dig through the wall to carry out thereby.
Listen, he said the prince that'll carry that will be representative of carrying their captivity, like they leaving. That's what he said, right? So that's what Quran mentioned. And he became sin who knew no sin. Now you looking at this prince is carrying the load. He gonna bear this load. He gonna take away this sin, if you would. He gonna lift it and take it away. Genesis 49:10, because somebody mentioned it. Was it 11? Whichever verse Issachar is, just call it out.
Verse 14.
Genesis 49:14.
Say Issachar is a strong ass couching down between two burdens. And he saw that rest was good, and the land that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant unto tribute.
Bowed his shoulder to what?
To tribute. Or became a servant unto it. He bowed his shoulder to bear.
Bowed his shoulder to bear. Which some of y'all know, that's a reference what you see with Samson. Now, Omar asked this question, right? The Levitical priests had the ark on their shoulder as a foreshadow, right? And that'd be a little different. Because that's not bearing the sins of the people there, because they bearing God, they lifting up God. So what that shows you is those who administer the word, they lift up the covenant. You know what I'm saying? Or they lift up the mercy of God, because what's on top of the ark of the covenant but the mercy seat? You know what I'm saying? So those who had the word, they bear or lift up he who sent them, who they serve. Taken back to the John 7, he that seeketh the esteem of him that sent him. You know what I'm saying? The same is true, and there's no unrighteousness in them, because their entire job is to lift up the king. Or more apropos, Isaiah 52:7.
How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bring good tidings, that publish shalom, that bring good tidings of good things, or bring good tidings of good, that publish salvation, that say unto Zion, your Alahym reign. Your watchmen shall lift up the voice.
They'll lift up the what?
Lift up the voice.
What
with
else?
the voice together shall they sing, and they shall see eye to eye when Yahuwah shall bring again Zion.
That's good, man. He said, and they declare unto Zion that your Alahym reigns, has dominion. You know what I'm talking about? So he bearing this sin. So when he say he taking away the sin, he's lifting it up. How did he do it? Romans 8:1. Now, of course, when you look at saved sin, he's rescuing you from sin. Then after that, this would be your Genesis 3:22, which really ties into the Romans 8, because it's dealing with the tree of life or the rescuing. Because if you talking about lifting up the sin or rescuing you from sin, it's relating to one thing in particular, and that is death. Because sin brings death. Also, because we almost forgot about it. Remember Psalm 68, and he said, and Yahuwah is the one who brings us from what? The issues of death. We'll grab that verse though. He's rescuing you from death. So when we look at that in that aspect, when he said, oh, he gonna save their people from their sins, he's gonna rescue you from sin, he's gonna rescue you from death. Remember, he said, I've ransomed you from the power of the grave. Oh, this is John. He said, this is the Lamb of God that take away the sins of the world. He's bearing death on his shoulder. So you don't have to carry that anymore. I'm going to carry it. That's why he say, he that live and believe in me shall never taste death. Believe you this. Nigga don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Nigga don't believe it. You know why they don't believe it? Because they don't want to live in it. Before he even read anything, I just asked him to read in Romans 8. Just read me John 11:25 on general principle. And that'd be the other aspect of why these niggas trash. I just told you, I just heard a dude talking about the points of failure. And of course, there's natural failure that you're going to feel as a man. That's normal. You might have set your hand to do something that didn't work out. You have to deal with the failure. See, that's something, especially if you got an old lady, like they don't necessarily understand. Because as a man, what Jay say on Izzo, the try and the fail, the two things I hate. Don't nobody want to start nothing and fail. But then you also got to look at it this here. You can't be scared to fail. And you can't hate to lose. You might not like to, because see, when you hate to lose, you'll cheat. You know what I'm saying? When you hate to lose, you'll cheat. Nah, for real. If you hate to lose, you'll cheat. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like to lose, losing is going to cause you to be introspective, to run back the film tape. What did we do? Like, okay, and this ain't the pick of her life. Okay, D asked me Sunday. He's like, do you want me to pass out flyers? I'm like, nigga, no. You know why? Because I've passed out flyers before for what we do. It's something in real estate that they use a term. It's called KPI. You know what that means? You know what I'm talking about? So when A lot of people will do stuff and just keep doing it even though it don't work. Now, I know that flyers don't work for what I do. You know why? Now, I didn't have to write them down, but I know from in my brain, I passed out flyers before. You know how many of them turned into a client? Damn! Because they don't work. People think they work, but they don't work. Now, you might have somebody who pass out flyers and he might get hits back on everything. And you know what most people make the mistake? Well, it worked for him. Hey, that's a key performance indicator for him. Just because that worked in his business don't mean it's going to work in yours. And you can't try to base off what's working well for somebody else to say, well, it should work for me. That's not the case. You know, for me, you know what worked for me? Going face to face. Let me pull up to your office. Let me give you a phone call. Let me send you an email. Actual interaction. My performance indicators pointed to me that this works for me. So I would rather focus on, I don't care about this over here. You know how many clients we done got from an internet post? Now. You know what I'm talking about? Because the reality is they don't work. Now, if you have, sponsored posts where you got bots that could push, maybe that works. I don't want to spend the money to find out. You know what I'm saying?
Stuff like that, like tuition, you gotta pay into it.
Yeah, and I don't want to pay. You know what I'm saying? Because I just know from past performance, okay, I can just go Google construction companies, find them all, put their name in a doggone spreadsheet and call them niggas, or put their addresses in there and go to their front door. Is you gonna hit on everyone? No. You know what I'm saying? But I really only need to hit 10 to 20%, and that's successful. You know what I'm saying? You know what most people want to hit? They feel like they need to hit on 100. You're not going to hit on 100. You really want 10 to 15% return. That's phenomenal. Because 5% is good. Not even say that. 5% is above average. 1 to 2% is good. Because people don't realize that success rate ain't that high. But that people don't know that because you know why? Because niggas ain't never did it before. So you think this junk work. Man, look here, man, passing out flyers ain't gonna do a goddamn thing. Niggas hanging them door tags, that junk don't work. Throw them in the trash. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way a lot of them real estate people used to do direct mail. And it worked for a long time. Don't work no more. But for some people, it still works. But you know what you'll do? You'll throw money, good money after bad money, thinking this should work when you see it's not going to work because you want to just to focus on what works. And I know, I'm from a different time. I know what works. Let them smell your cologne. Because, for some people, they'll appreciate the fact this individual took the time to come to my office to talk to me face to face, eye to eye. Some people still appreciate that. I know it's a lot different now because we live in an internet age. You know what I'm saying? So you feel like, but some people businesses digital work. There was a way where everybody in real estate felt like I need to have a TikTok. I need to do this. All of them stopped. You know why they stopped? Because it don't work for that industry. Didn't work. You know what I'm saying? All them junk removal people I know, man, the people don't be doggone making TikToks and all that type of stuff. Some of them got YouTube videos, but that's for monetization of content. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is, I done had them people call me, man. You know how we got a lot of doggone cleaning jobs at first, bro? Because I paid that money for that database that spit out everybody who building something. Now I got an inside track. I know who building, where they building, who to call, they email. I could just send them a bid. That's how we cleaned Eureka Gardens and all that there, straight from a database, man. That job paid for the database. You know what I'm saying? I'll pay for that because I know this works. You know what I'm saying? So you got to find out what works. And, it's a lot of trial and error and you lose money. You know what I'm talking about? So, yeah, I was used to pass out flyers. Some first coming in the word and went okay. Might do that again. But, yeah, it was. Because it's not because people don't read them. They'll look at them or throw it in the backseat of their car. Flyers worked 45 years ago. They don't work now. Maybe digital flyers, but they don't really work because it's trash. People don't care about it. It's because you're banking on the person reading it. So they're not going to read it. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just a purveyor and perpetrator of human interaction, especially in a time period in society where you don't have human interaction. Yeah, I believe in that. I done pulled up on a lot of people and people like, nah, man, get the hell out of here. Okay. I had a whole list. Just ride around. Woo, woo, woo. I don't make no difference. I didn't need to get on your vendors list, Cracker. That's all I need. That's how we got down with Toll Brothers. That's how we got down with Lennar. And you got to be persistent. Because sometimes some people gatekeep. And they don't want you to, they trying to stop you from talking to the decision maker. You know what I'm saying? That's just me though. Maybe it's from selling crack, man. Be outside, man. Breathe the air. You know what I'm saying? Be amongst the people, man. Go outside, man. Scramble like Cunningham. You ain't running from fear, man. We just out here making moves, baby. Yeah, you got to be out here, man. You got to be moving and shaking. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's what you like. That's, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, what you like. You see what I'm saying? See them yams shake? That's what you like. Move and shake. That was your song, wasn't it? Was that Puffy, Move and Shake, or was that Mace? No, we don't talk about Mystical. He a pervert. That nigga in jail. That nigga been in jail for rape twice.
Not by accident.
Not by accident.
The first one nobody gave you.
He said this woman stole his money, and his response to that is, "I'm gonna steal some head." Nigga, how that even work? Why you ain't call the police? Your thought process, let me put my genitals in your face. This gonna teach you. No, you went to prison, sir, as you should have. Go ahead. That nigga both went to jail. What we at here?
John 11:25.
John 11:25.
Yahushua said unto her, I'm the resurrection and the life.
I'm the what?
The resurrection and the life.
What else?
He that believe in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. Whosoever live and believe in me.
Whosoever do what?
Whosoever live and believe
Whosoever
in me.
do what?
Live and believe in me.
Shall never
die. Believe you this.
Tell them what live means, man.
That is to live, breathe, to be among the living, not lifeless, not dead.
To live, to breathe.
You got to enjoy real life, to have true life worthy of the name.
Man, look here, man. That man said you got to live it and breathe it, nigga. You see what I'm saying? That junk got to course through your veins, boy. You know what I'm saying? Man, if you ain't on that, man, this ain't for you. And for a lot of people, this not for them. We just had this conversation on in Grand Rising the other day, man. I told man, this ain't what everybody. Y'all already know. This is not what everybody want to do. It's not. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, you just want a spouse. A lot of niggas just want to make music. A lot of niggas just want to be seen. A lot of niggas just want some information. But like deep down, like, boy, I live this, I breathe this, what I do. No. Oh, that's facts. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. Networking in person does wonders because you get somebody face to face with a conversation, man, you got a better chance of meeting people who may know somebody who knows somebody that can open the door for you. You can't get that from a fly. Especially if you go to events and people see you all the time. Why you think people ran up on the Lord? They kept seeing him all the time. Walking through the city. Man, who that man is? I need to see what he talking about. I see him all the time. Now, why the Shumanite woman did that for Elisha, she said, I perceive it's a man of God. He walked by here every day. I see him. I see what he out here doing. That's why Paul said, you know my manner of life. That's the one thing that the internet don't allow you because you don't see these people. So it ain't nobody really to vouch for them. You know what I'm saying? See, it's different. See, some niggas, what about there's niggas around here who can vouch for me? Ask them. You ain't got to ask me a goddamn thing. You know what I'm talking about? But a lot of these niggas, man, nobody know these niggas, man. Just other theological niggas know them. But don't nobody know you for real. In your ear, around you. Niggas don't fool with you. No, we tell Big Greasy all the time, but nobody don't fool with you, boy. You know what I'm talking about? Like in real life, like niggas don't fool with you like that. You know what I'm saying? I done told them that several times. I said, boy, how many niggas call you for some wisdom? Nobody. Who call you for some knowledge and some guidance? Nobody. Then get your black behind off the internet, nigga. Go develop yourself as a man. Nigga, nobody listen to you. Don't nobody hang with you, slang with you, bang with you, do no type of gangster things with you. You know what I'm talking about? You don't know who spit that dude. You don't know who spit that dude. Hell no, nigga. You don't even know the song.
Hold on.
He don't know the song. Say it has to. Say it has to be. Say it has to be placed in your prefrontal cortex. That's facts, man. Hot Boy record. I'm coming. Bun B. That's who said it. It's not close enough.
Got a group right.
It wasn't no group because it was Bun B on the Hot Boys record.
Brother.
You ain't never heard that song before?
Yeah.
You ain't heard that song before because you'd have known that. That boy, you know what I'm saying? That boy said something real. Now that's real. It's a lot of niggas in this word. Don't nobody do nothing with you. Nigga making a song with you don't count, nigga. Nigga liking your post don't count. Because when it come down to actual godliness, boy, don't nobody do nothing with you. Don't nobody look at you like, bro, got some info. I ain't talking about some info as far as his doctrine. I'm talking about info on life, my nigga. He got something that can help me develop as a man of God. Man, ain't nobody calling you, boy. The nigga know you a goofy. Then they get mad when you tell them you a goofy. Like you don't know this. You look at yourself every day in the mirror. You know you're a goofy. I'm talking about not just a regular goofy, too. You put the floppy ears on and everything.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, he would. Clearly, these niggas don't know the Lord. Yeah, he would. See, clearly, he don't know God. They don't know God. Because God looked at people in the face and said, you a dumb hoe. So I don't know what they talking about. Man looked his apostles in the face and told them they were stupid. Hey, you belittled your own character. Listen, it might sound funny, man, but the reality of the situation why people be like, oh, this Hebrew thing so bad, a lot of whole niggas trying to lead other whole niggas. It lead to a whole nigga brigade. You know what I'm saying? So when you got see, the thing is, right, you got a bunch of whole niggas in a circle. This is why the Pharisees ain't like the Lord now. Real nigga come through, you like, oh no. Because the same thing that nigga said, because the same thing you said that nigga said, that's how they felt about him. He said they were covetous, they derided him. Who the nigga? I think he talking about us, and he like, oh nigga, I am. Did you know what I'm saying? They like, and what? Guess what the people said? Ain't no man ever came through and talked like he talked. He got to be the one. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all gotta listen, man. I know y'all be reading these stories off the page, man, but you gotta try to pause and look at the human interaction and nuance. Is not do what these people like to do, making movies and make it fantastical and this, that, and the third, but literally pay attention to what's going on. Them dudes was literally flawed. And when he would come through, he would expose that they was flawed and they would get mad. And then you would see the people on the outside like, hey, boy, when the Mashiach come, he gonna do more than what he did. Well, I ain't never seen nobody talk to the Pharisees like this before. The people sitting back looking at, boy, this gotta be a real nigga. Boy, look how he moving. Look how he moving. When I say real, I'm talking about this is an all thing. Who he says he is, he's manifesting at it, and he bold with it. And we talking about bold with it, he confident with it. That means either this man's the greatest liar of all time, or he meant what he said what he meant. Come on, man, don't get no realer than that. Who authority you getting you to do this here, man? Listen here, man, you answer this right here. I got you. John, was it from heaven or a man? They like this here. Damn, that nigga asked us one. That's how he said, well, he asked us one, boy. That boy said, boy, if we say it's a man, he gonna say, the people gonna stone us because they thought John was a prophet. If we say it's from heaven, they gonna say, why you ain't believing then? Get what them whole niggas did. I don't know. But guess what though? That's a real man response to a sucker nigga question. Cause whole nigga, you should have seen how I was moving the authority I got. That should have told you right then, stupid. But you trying to be 3/4 slick, asking me this goofy behind question, trying to justify yourself in the eyesight of these people, because you really don't care about the people, you care about the power and control you got. And I'm a threat to that. That's a problem for you. And he responded like a real nigga supposed to. All right, I answer this here, you answer me this here then, nigga. Asking me this sucker behind question, man. That's why we took the time to look at that stuff when they were tempting him. When you look at the stuff they were asking him, that's whole nigga type questioning. That's whole nigga type questioning. That is a man who tuck his wee-wee in his butt, who's insecure, lacks masculinity, and is a coward. Because what type of grown man go to look to find fault on another man so he can get him locked up or killed so you can maintain your spot? You's a buster of the highest order. It's a lot of niggas in the world like that right now. You say facts. They say, I don't use simple street analogies to explain his betrayal and how they went up. Hey, ain't nothing new under the sun. These niggas suckers. But this is the thing, right? What we call street betrayals, truth be told, is really just human interaction. It's just criminality surrounded by it. Because most human beings betray people because most people are selfish. And when people feel like they power, influence, money is threatened, they're going to sell you out. Because at the end of the day, we know that from John 11:45, they say, man, if we leave him alone, we'll lose our place in nation. So that in and of itself showed you what they were actually concerned with. That means they weren't concerned with God. They weren't concerned with the people. They weren't concerned with the word. They weren't concerned with salvation. They was concerned with money, power, and authority. That's all they cared about. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at, when people be like, oh, pastors should be rich, that's why people kept it, because at the end of the day, that's all people respect. Because that's how they've been conditioned. Shalom, brother, mother, man, that if he preaches, he got to have money, power, and respect. It's the key to life. You know about that? I had to see if Civic picked up on that.
You know about that one,
too? We just got to test you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
that's what they say.
See what you
why they sold the Lakers, because they was fighting.
Fighting.
They siblings, they couldn't agree on nothing.
Because they don't like each other.
And then the two youngest ones got a different mama, so they different people with the older ones.
So then you got on that, they feel like, nigga, you ain't fool busters anyway, even though y'all all got the same daddy. You ain't no fool bust, nigga. You have. That's when you look at that. They ain't have do nothing. You know what I'm saying? But that's how they felt. Because at the end of the day, that's how Jeannie rose to power. She who outsmarted all of them, then fired two of her brothers.
They said the two younger ones was about to set it up to try to sell it so they can control it. That's why she pulled the trigger and like, you know, sell it. Having them sell it available.
Because they were trying to X her out. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lakers was essentially, they were a family owned. This is something that most people don't realize about most sports franchises. Then we'll move on. Most of them were not initially started by super duper rich people. They were family owned companies. And some of these franchises are still owned by the families who founded them to this day. The Steelers are still owned by the Rooney family who founded it. You know, the Chiefs are still owned by the Hunt family who founded it. The Titans are still owned by the Adams family who founded it. Now, the men who founded it, they're all dead. You know what I'm saying? I think the Giants are still owned by the Mara family who founded it. You know what I'm saying? Now, baseball franchise, that's not the case. Them teams old as hell. You know what I'm talking about? The people who started that, been dead, sold, all that. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of them be family businesses, not just necessarily billionaires. You know what I'm saying? The Lakers were a family-owned business. Dr. Buss bought that junk, and hey, man, this is in the family. This is not like say the Broncos now, they owned by the Walton family. This is a large corporation who bought a football team. Even when you look at Shah Khan, man, like that's family. Facts. What Irsay with the Colts, that's family. Poe. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how because we had this, a lot of every one of them billionaires. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm talking about? But a lot, at least with the NFL franchises, they didn't start like that. They came to that over time. And I mean, you see, even when you look at their initial Jaguar owner, Wayne Weaver. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, now that a dude who owned the Panthers, he gone. I think he dead too, racist cracker. But he sold it to a dude who owned some old rich billionaire white dude. But nevertheless, we just read John 11:25. Read it again. You heard about it. Are you over there eating ginger snaps, boy? That boy, a real black man.
So Yahusha said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believe in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever live and believe in me shall never die.
Never die.
Believe you this.
Do you believe that? What I got to hold?
Romans 8.
Run that. 8:1. This is how we look at how he'll lift up the sin and take away the sin. Or rescue. Let's not just say take away. Rescue you. So hold on. Before you read that, come to Psalm 68. Let me get that out of the way before I forget. Because they were verses I mentioned out loud and you ain't necessarily wrote them down, nor should you have wrote them down. Hold on. Let me make sure it's 68. If it ain't 68, then it's 66. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Give me 60, Psalm 66 and 14 on general principle. It say the same day they came on him certain. Oh, that's right. When he told my Herod gonna kill you. He said, you tell that bastard this. So you tell that fox, that slick lying bastard that. You know what I'm saying? Like you really, and I know it's difficult to do per se, but you really got to slow your mind down and look at the interaction of what's going on so you can get some type of insight of the character of the people that he was dealing with. Because them dudes was on some other type of time. They were suckers. You know what I'm saying? But people don't like to put it that way because you want to frame it around a theological debate versus looking at, oh, these are some real deal suckers. And the only thing you could pray for if you was alive during that time that you wasn't a sucker like them. But if you look at the rhyme, reason, and the position that they were in, it would predicate them being a sucker. See, we was having this conversation the other day, right? Talking about, you know, somebody asked like, why don't white people renounce their fraternities and sororities like black people do? I'm like, I don't know, nigga, go ask white people. I mean, they might. I said when I told them, I said they might. You just don't know because you're not around them. The same way that people like to scream, white men don't talk about white women like that. The hell they don't. Yes, they do every day, all day, and twice on Sunday. But since you ain't around white people, you don't know that. So in your mind, black men just trash black women. Man, I've been told you this before. I tell you again, man, black men are way more understanding and patient with their women than white men would ever imagine. I told you the other day, white men kill the whole family. Sick of this whole kill it, bow. Sick of it. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is like when you look at when he say the publicans and the harlots will get in before you, because people who not in a for lack of a better term, in the bourgeoisie or an aristocratic state or the upper middle class or this, that, and the third, they don't value that power in material possessions like them people up there do. Not the poor and the downtrodden, they ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that leads to a manner of humility in life anyway, because we poor or we down bad. Like I say, you talking about the heart of these women selling coochie. She can't walk around looking down on nobody. She tooted and booted for a living. So these people going to be more inclined when they see mercy being extended to them versus somebody who already think he better than you. You see what I'm saying? Because when you read that Luke, what he said, I'm glad I'm not like this publican. I don't do this, or the publican said, I'm glad I'm not like this sinner. I don't do this. I don't do that. I told you it's framing from the environment that you come from. Now, everybody who comes from them environments are not necessarily like that. You feel me? But being in those situations tends to lean towards you being like that. You know what I mean? He said that was the rulers he was talking about. Yeah, I know it. You know what I'm saying? That was the Pharisees came and said, Herod, he said, you tell that whole nigga this. That's what you tell him. But you got to be a buster for running to come tell him that. He gonna kill you, man. Because you hoping if you tell him that, he gonna leave. So you can keep on doing what you're doing. It's not because you had genuine concern for his safety. You know what I'm talking about? Go ahead, man. What we at with?
Is it more so the accumulation of the wealth and status without having the qualities of God?
I mean, that could play, it's multifaceted.
Yeah, that's what I was
saying. Yeah, it's multifaceted.
If you're born into that and you're not taught the principles of God, you really don't have no choice but to really be like that.
But then when we look at these people in the text, they were taught God and were like that. And why? Because they trusted in the things that they had more than God, which leads to
idol in the heart.
Yeah, or at least what, like I said in Psalm 62, if riches increase, don't set your heart on it. But it ain't even just the riches per se. It's the power, it's the influence, it's the authority, it's the praise from men, it's the validate. Remember, he said they rather get the honor of men more than the honor of God. See, all these, you know, I say it's multifaceted because, you know, it's not a one size fit all, but it leads to the fact that you won't value the mercy and the forgiveness as somebody who downtrodden is. You know what I'm saying? Because when you down bad and you down here and you see somebody extending something like that, you can see that gift for what it is and there's a greater appreciation for it. Versus it, same way he take when he gave you the parable in Luke 16, he said, you fared sumptuously. He said, now you tormented and he tilling. Because that word that you want me to Abraham to go say, tell your brothers, you didn't value that when you was here because you didn't have to. Because you had this, that, day, and the third. All he had was God when them dogs was licking on his sores. And that gave him comfort, even though I'm outside and the dog licking on me, my nigga. You seen that dog licking on me. Look at this dirty bastard. Kept on walking. That was your thoughts. I'm glad I'm not like this sinner. Tired 3 times a week. But the whole time, you a sucker for real. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you got to look at when you pay attention and look at these communications. Like, man, if you just Paul, you be like, well, I know about 3, 4 whole niggas just like this nigga I'm reading about. And these dudes don't be knowing that. You know what I'm saying? I played that record for him earlier. And when you put that on there, man, when I said that, because I meant that when I said it, and I still mean it to this day. And I said it on Clubhouse one day, them niggas thought I was crazy. Because I'm like, yeah, boy, God ain't got no hole in him, boy. Not no way in it. Not in his words. Not in his spirit, not in the way he lived, not in how he walked. So when I see you and you a whole nigga, I know God not with you, boy. Because you the antithesis of everything that he is. And when I say whole nigga, I mean less than masculine, a cowardly, duplicitous, manipulative douchebag. You know what I'm saying? You do things that are less than honorable on a consistent basis that demeans your masculinity, and God don't do that. He don't do that. I'm not talking about you fall victim to a desire. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about you fall victim to a situation and circumstance and you didn't perform at optimum levels or how you would have desired for yourself to perform. That's not what I'm referring to. That happens because you're human. I'm talking about a continuous pattern of suckerism. You know what I'm saying? Just a whole real deal coward whole nigga. You hate on niggas. You jealous of niggas. You know what I'm saying? You want validation and attention from the crowd. You's a buster. When you see people down bad, don't nothing move in you. If they can't benefit you, you don't care. They use a buster. God don't operate like that. Take advantage of people whenever you can. God don't operate like that. You see what I'm saying? Use a whole nigga. That's not what he do. This is an upright, upstanding gentleman. You understand me? That man say he perfect, man. He the rock, all his ways perfect, just as good as he. That man don't move like that. So you have to pay attention to that. You know what I mean? These niggas hoes, man. And y'all be getting these niggas passes because his name is Masa Asharala. I don't give a damn about none of that. You know what I'm talking about? And that's where they get mad because you don't care nothing about that. Because they really want you to be a part of their cruise. Because see, once you get a part of their cruise, then you're going to go along to get along. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be on the get along game. You know what happened in the get along game? You end up like that nigga at Puffy House. Wake up with your butt so.
And
I'm talking about proverbially, not literally. You wake up with your butt so because you willing to compromise yourself because you want whatever it is so bad. You can never want acceptance from men so bad that you compromise yourself in such a fashion. Never. God would never want you to be down with somebody so bad that you compromise yourself. Nigga, that's ridiculous. That's holding it. State can't be a part. Listen, man, there's 2 things you can't fall victim to, man. You can't get sucked into the nigga vortex, and you can't be involved in no suckerism, man. None. It ain't working. See, that's exactly what I be looking at when I'm studying. Yeah, you don't want to get caught up in the nigga vortex.
What's the nigga vortex?
Well, you know what a vortex is, right? Listen, for those of y'all you know what I'm saying, understand what a nigga vortex is. You know what I'm saying? That's niggatry behavior. niggardly behavior, ignorant, destructive, toxic, unvaluable behavior. People who behave that way, contentious behavior, anything of the sort. People who behave that way seek to want to grab you, to pull you into that vortex so you can participate in niggatry with them. Can't do it.
What they get out of that?
They get out of the pleasure of pulling you in the nigga vortex. Or like I said in Proverbs, you want to set a rock for somebody to stumble. But the same ditch that you sought for them to fall in, whole nigga, you gonna fall in it. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to get caught up in that. That's why I tell you, people want to argue, let them argue with themselves. People, when you got to you can have that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I told you about your people, man. You make all them comments on the on the video, you think a nigga's supposed to comment to you. Ho, talk to yourself. Hell, talk to God, ho. I ain't finna talk to you. You know why? Because you want that to descend into 60, 70, 80 comments. That's what you want. No, you ain't gonna put me in a nigga vortex, baby. I've been to prison. I know better than that. You know what I'm saying? I've been in the penitentiary vortex. You know what I mean? Hey, listen. No, I tell you that there because in that, let somebody pull you in that nigga vortex there, boy, you end up with a knife in your chest, knife in your gut, knife in your back, knife in your throat. Nigga, I've been out here on these streets in Duval County, let a nigga pull you in the nigga vortex. You got to ride around with that yop on your lap, ready to bang at any moment. About some nonsense. Because you want to go back and forth about some words. I'm not finna do that with you. You know what I'm saying? Because the difference is, we were talking about, hey, man, some people ready to take it there. And you can't be getting involved with people. That's what we were talking about with Corey Hogan, man, Anton, right? Me personally, like I told you, right? Once the nigga apologized, it would have been over for me. Now, I wouldn't have did what Corey did, got all in his face, because I'd have been like, either, bro, you could dip. Hey, my nigga, hey, watch your mouth, cuz. Watch how you talk to me. Now, I do a lot of things. Performing fellatio ain't one of them. Now, what you need to do is correct your speech and act like a man, because that was unnecessary and uncalled for. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to go no further. Because I'm already knowing you really saying this to get a rise out of me because you trying to pull me into the nigga vortex. That's why you said it. You know what I'm saying? And it's for Brother Marvin say you under control instead of in control of yourself, because you got to be under control. See, you can't be pulled in a nigga vortex when you've crucified your affections and lust like like Paul told you to. You can't get pulled into it. Because people pulling you into this to be able to have the opportunity to say, I told you that nigga said, see, that's devil work. That's the devil. That's what the devil do. Accusation. I told you he'd act like this if you, that's devil work. Can't let him do it to you. Because that's what they were doing to, they was always trying to pull Yahusha in the nigga vortex. And he wasn't going for it. You know how frustrated that is to a nigga to not you into the nigga vortex? That make him hate you even more. Because he won't react how I want him to react. He won't entertain what I want him to entertain. It also shows the low level of intelligence and mental fortitude that the nigga possesses. Because you get pleasure on seeing somebody descend into carnality, which lets me know you carnal too. So you got to be a Satan. Because that's not godly behavior. God would never seek to pull you in the nigga vortex. You know why? Because that's beneath me. I ain't even got time to pull you into nothing. You're going to pull yourself in there. Me, myself, I'm going to rise up higher or I'm going to keep it pushing. See, that's whole nigga behavior. See, God ain't no whole nigga. He ain't even do it. When you seen Yahusha trying to pull somebody in a nigga vortex? When you seen him purposely going out trying to be contentious? Can't be. I got a bigger purpose. I got things to do. Ain't got time for that. That don't mean nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at that, man. All that stuff ain't important. Going back and forth with people and for what? What you get out of that? What you get out? I don't get nothing out of that. The only thing that's going to come from that is you going to look bad. That's it. That's why you got to elevate, what I will say, to a higher plane. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, Sibo. Where we at here? Hold on. Drop this Proverbs 25 and 28 on my footer. That's right. The art of letting things slide is beautiful. But some stuff, it ain't even that serious. But as the book tell you, rebuke, answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own conceit. And then he said, and don't answer a fool. You got to have the wisdom to know when. A lot of times it's best to be quiet because these niggas stupid. Guess what Solomon telling you not to do? Don't get pulled into the nigga vortex. But sometimes you got to check a nigga. But you got to have the discernment and the wisdom to know when. Go ahead.
Say he that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls.
You know what that is? You can get overran. You can get overran. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that to happen to you. It ain't that serious, blood. Come on, get the Romans 8, man. We ain't never gonna get the Psalm
66 and 14.
Oh yeah, 66 and 14.
Say, which my lips have uttered and my mouth have spoken when I was in trouble. I will offer unto you burnt sacrifices of fatlings with the incense of rams. I will offer bullocks with goats, Selah. Come and hear, all you that fear Alahym, and I will declare what he have done for my soul. I cried unto him with my mouth, and he was extolled with my tongue.
My
If I
tongue.
regard iniquity in my heart, the Lord will not hear me.
He ain't gonna hear you.
But truly Alahym have heard me. He have attended to the voice of my prayer.
That's right.
Baruch be Alahym, which have not turned away my prayer, nor his mercy from me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the end of that.
Oh, then it was 68. I told you the wrong thing. 68 and 14. I did tell you the wrong thing. It still works. Psalm 68 and 14.
When the Almighty scattered kings in it, it was white as snow and salmon. The hill of Alahym is as the hill of Bashan, a high hill as the hill of Bashan. Why leap you, you high hills? This is the hill which Alahym desired to dwell in. Yea, Yahuwah will dwell in it forever. The chariots of Alahym are 20,000, even thousands of Malachim. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai in a Kadash place. You have ascended on high. You have led captivity captive. You have received gifts for men, yea, for the rebellious also.
Even for the who?
Rebellious also, that Yahuwah Alahym might dwell among them.
Listen.
Baruch be the Lord, which daily load us with benefits, even the Alahym of our
Daily
salvation.
load us with what?
With benefits.
Tell them what the benefit load with benefits is, man. You loaded your benefits on your EBT? Ain't what you talking about.
No, benefits ain't there. Load is amas, to load, carry.
Yahuwah has carried. Pay attention, man.
You say, he's our Alahym, the Alahym of salvation, and unto Alahym, the Lord belong to issues from death.
Tell them what issues of death is. And that's your escape from death.
Issues is Tosa, outgoing, a border, going out, extremity, end, source, escape, or escape from death.
Escape
Source of
from
life.
death. So when he come to say he come to save the people from the sins, he giving you an escape. He's a rescue. He rescued you in for this.
And death is Malveth.
That's death, literally. But notice that it said with the load, the benefits that Yahuwah gonna carry. So then they take it back to John 1 when they say that, hey man, he gonna take away the sins of the world. He gonna carry them. So go to Romans 8 and 1.
So there is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Hamashiach Yahushua.
There's no what?
No condemnation. Say who walk not after the flesh, but after
the Ruach.
For the law of the Ruach of life and Hamashiach Yahushua have made me free from the law of sin and death.
Sin and death.
For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, Alahym sending his own son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin condemned sin in the flesh, that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us, who walk not after the flesh.
Is that not an escape? Genesis 3 and 22? That's an escape. That man giving you an escape. You know, we can rock it with the city of refuge, but I ain't got the time. But we need to go to Psalms 82.
And Yahuwah Alahym said, behold, the man has become as one of us to know good and evil. And now lest he put forth his hand and take also the tree of life and eat and live forever. Therefore, Yahuwah Alahym
See, so what the tree of life do? It give you what? An escape. We just read the other night, Jeremiah 17, where it tell you what? You never cease from yielding fruit. It give you an escape. Because he came and bared it. He lifted it up and carried it. Read John 12 and 30 on general principle and John 3 and 14. And we get to Psalms 82.
Yahushua answered and said, this voice came not because of me, but for your sakes. Now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out. And I, if I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men unto me. This he said, signifying what death he should die.
He said, if I be lifted up, what?
From the earth will draw all men unto me.
Let's see what word lifted is used there. Let's see what Greek word. See if it's the same word. It
So
probably
is hupsoo, that is to lift up on high, to exalt.
So if he be exalted, all men gonna come to him. Where does the exaltation come in at? Because he bared the sin. Because that's what he told you. Read Philippians 2 and 5 on general.
Let this mind be in you, which was also in Hamashiach Yahushua, who being in the form of Alahym, thought it not robbery to be equal with Alahym, but made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. Being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself, became obedient unto death.
Became obedient unto what?
Unto death, death of the state.
All that's dealing with the chastisement that we talked about earlier. Now we reference to Proverbs 19 when he say, chasten your son while there is hope. What's the expectation? That he would lift up the sin. If he rescued you from the sin, the expectation is life. Now read John 3 and 14.
And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up, that whosoever believe in him should not perish, but have eternal life.
Have eternal life.
For Alahym so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in him should not perish. But
so if you go back and you read in Numbers 21, where that story is at, if I'm not mistaken, with the brazen serpent, everybody that looked on that serpent was healed. Because everybody who got bit by that serpent died. So it was a representation of a rescuing from death. But the same way that serpent was lifted up, let's see what word for lifted is used right now.
It's the same word from the other one. To lift up on high, to exalt.
To exalt. So Yahushua gets exalted, but what did we read in Ezekiel 12? It said that he that would bear the burden is the prince. The prince is exalted because he carried the burden. Finish Philippians, because that's what Philippians is going to tell you. I think you stopped at verse 6 or 7.
Verse 9.
Verse 9.
Say, wherefore Alahym also have highly exalted him. And
read verse 8 though.
Saying, being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the stake. Wherefore Alahym also highly exalted him and have given him a name which is above every name. At the name of Yahushua, every knee should bow of things in Shamayim and things in the earth.
So because he bared that burden that allowed him to be lifted up and exalted, this is how he get a name above all names. You know what I'm talking about? Because he carried the sin and he rescued you from it. You know what I'm talking about? That's why he said, whosoever live and believe in me will never taste death. That's a rescue. See, people don't, and it could go into the ransom, we talk about that, but that wasn't, people don't even look at what he did, man. That was a special op rescue mission. You know what I'm saying? Like people, I told you the other day, that post come up, somebody always posted, talking about hits blunt, thinking they saying something deep. Why God just ain't killed Satan? But then see, the thing is because you just don't know. So I get it, because you know what I'm saying? You just don't know. Let me see if I can. These niggas say the same junk every time. This woman just said, I've never seen in my life a man cut off or interrupt another man while he was speaking. Never, ever. Well, I guess they need to be a part of biblical conversation. I think some of these people just be saying stuff.
What they be saying?
Say hits blunt, killing his own son for our sins instead of just killing Satan shows how illogical the reasoning is. Hits blunt. Why would Satan torture people in hell for disobeying the same God that he disobeyed? What's the point of giving humans free will when you're just going to punish them for using what you gave them to use? Now, a lot of that comes in because they don't understand. But then at the same time, get upset when the Most High kills when they stay. Because most people believe that Yahuwah is the wicked one and Satan is the good one. That means Satan has done a good job of marketing. You know what I'm saying? It's like I told somebody this the other day, man, Yahuwah don't kill nobody without cause. The problem with you people is you don't like the fact that God has consequences. And you feel like that he should let you slide. Just like, how you going to give me free will? He wants you to know what good and evil was from the get-go. You know what I'm saying? But now that you know, well, why he put the tree there? Because it's his law, stupid. The tree always going to be there because he knows what's Tob and Ra. You don't need to know because you're not no sinner. Dummy. Then that's what someone come in there, then they want to blame the woman like this, that, and hey, man, that's niggas who don't get no coochie like to blame women. That's niggas who mad with their mama like to blame women. People who know the word don't even participate in that type of tomfoolery. Oh, Adam ain't do his job as a man. See, you mad because your daddy wasn't right. See, you really talking about why Adam ain't step in because your daddy ain't step in. He stepped out because your mama was a concubine. You know what I'm talking about? Nah, we talked about that the other day too. I've been told you that. I've been telling you that a lot of people get in their feeling, man. You ain't know your daddy because your mama was a concubine. Your mama was a side chick. Your daddy had a wife. And he wasn't leaving his wife for your mama. That's why you saw your daddy sporadically. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that your mama was in a relationship with your daddy or whatever case may be. Your mama was getting boinked at late night. You know what I'm saying? So boing, man. That's what's going on. You understand? That's what was happening. You know what I'm saying? And the reason being, people get upset because don't nobody like to deal with that. That's the reality of the situation. You was the other family cross town. That was you. That's why you don't know your daddy. And it sound harsh because, and I'm saying this because it's a lot of hard conversations that black people don't like to have on why stuff fell the way that it fell, and then you grow up as an adult and you have a disdain for men and you have a disdain for women because some women be like, how you gonna be mad at the parent who stayed and not the one that left? Because she beat me. Did you ever think about that hoe? She beat me. She called me out my name every day. But I'm supposed to be happy because she fed and clothed me. I wish this hoe would die. It's a lot of people who felt that way about their mom. Go ask a lot of these sisters about their mama, man, and the hell they caught with their mama, man, how their mama did them, man. Man, they ain't around here singing her praises, man. You know how many women I know don't talk to their mama? Don't fool with their mama, man. Because they trying to get over what their mama did to them. They had to be people don't like to talk about that. I know a sister who was just mad at the whole arrangement and things. Everything should have just been heaven from the start. Because you know why? Because don't nobody want to look at the frailties of human beings. Like I think we were talking about this in Grand Rising the other day, man. I think I mentioned this the other night, man. What were we talking about? It was something about, you know, some people having some level of sexual impropriety. No, what was we talking about? These people worshiping the gods of antiquity because they were talking about them Greek fraternities and masonry and a couple of dudes, you know, one of my homeboys in there, he a Prince Hall Freemason. So I'm like, bro, to act like that there are not Masonic organizations that they don't worship the devil or participate in it, because I was like, basically, bro, they worship the gods of antiquity, but they can't do this openly because it's not acceptable. And I said, truth be told, you don't want to believe that these people are doing these things for one reason and one reason alone. Because if they're capable of doing it, you know you're capable of doing it. And that is what troubles you. That's why people don't want to believe that the government could kidnap kids and molest them or rich people would do this, because you don't want to believe that that type of depravity exists in the world. Because again, if it exists, that means everybody has the proclivity to act on something like that. I'm not saying that everybody got the desire to be a pedophile, but it's a harsh reality of a mirror being shined in your face. If he's capable of it, am I too? So you would rather act like that doesn't exist. So when people read about these people in the book, man, they're divorcing their humanity from them. Because if this person is faced with this situation and did this, what I did the same, so you feel like God shouldn't have let it happen. Instead of you taking responsibility for your own desires, your own thoughts, your own choices, and your own actions. You don't want to do that. That's why I've said it before and I say it again. I thank Yahuwah for my mama for always telling me, you got to accept the consequences and take responsibility for the consequences of your actions. Your actions have consequences. You can do whatever you want to do, but you don't dictate your consequences. You don't get to do that. And that's what people don't like. They want to dictate to God how God should respond to their disobedience. Well, if he loved me, why would he? But you ain't love him, though. That ain't never clicked in your brain. And it shows you how people feel about other human beings, that I can do everything that is the antithesis of love to you, and you should still love me anyway. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord like, who, where, how, when? Who, me? Oh, you got me all the way messed up. You know what I'm saying?
The crazy thing, like the lady said, heaven from the start, the garden, that's what it was.
That's what it was. And it shows that you could have had everything else, but you zeroed in on the one thing that you couldn't have. And guess what? What you just said, that's the mass majority of people, because you focus on the lack and not the abundance. Because you look at abundance as money. The same way that people be looking at what they got to lose in the Lord instead of the freedom that you got in Him. Because you can't stay there because you like being a slave, nigga. You like being shackled up. You like it. You like waking up with your butt so. You like that. You know what I'm talking about? I've been looking at, man, be free. You free from the world. You free from sin. You free from death. You free from lust. You free from all that. People don't like it. So you was just talking to Eli that you want to do something offensive and then dictate how long the punishment lasts, or when I decide to move past the offense, and you don't get to do that. And see, as a man, he gonna learn that faster. You know what I'm saying? Because young women don't necessarily learn that at the same rate that young men learn that. That's not to say that women don't learn it. Just because the interaction is used. Because what if those people say, "Oh, you got a daughter? She gonna have you wrapped around her finger." You know why? Because a lot of dudes let their daughter do stuff, let it slide. Remember I told you, man, Henry said, he say, "Oh, your daughter gonna have you wrapped around." Say, "Shoot, nigga, ooh, not me. I don't give a damn about none of that. I don't care about them tears. I don't care about no pop. I don't care about none of that. That junk don't move me, nigga. I don't care nothing about all that. She's just a girl." No, she out of pocket. She's out of pocket, and she needs to learn that this is not proper behavior. There's consequences for behaving this way. That doesn't mean that you have to scream, berate, whoop, all that there in the third. You know what I'm saying? With Joanne, you might have to thump her upside the head. Just quick, pop. Because she's hard-headed now. But just in general, because if you do that, she doesn't learn boundaries, consequences, or none of that. Little boys usually learn that a tad bit faster. Just a tad bit faster. Because the world ain't as kind to their misbehavior. You know what I'm saying? Unless your mama just ain't got no man, then she just lets you do whatever. You know what I'm saying? See, that's what I would tell them. Sorry, done fixed things. Consequences still follow. People go to prison all the time for killing people. Even though they saw consequences. That's how people feel about repentance. I said I repented. Consequences still follow. He said he forgives sin and iniquity and transgression, but by no means clears the guilty, because people don't believe that God should enforce consequences. You know what I'm saying? But there's consequences. And when I say consequences, I'm talking about positive and negative. Because you can do certain things that are just and right and get a positive consequence. But we feel like we should be able to do negative things and there should be no negative consequences. And that's not how life works. And truth be told, people don't raise their kids like that, but they want God to do it. You want Yahuwah to do that. Well, he's just being a boy. You say, yeah, you being a boy, all right. I got something for you. Because how else that's why he say, blessed are those who are chastised, because you're not going to learn unless I chastise you, which means to rebuke you, which means to instruct you, which means to correct you. You can't learn that way. This is why I come down to most people who say, hey, if I didn't care about you, I'd let you do what you want to do. People don't realize that once God done with you, he lets you do what you want to do. Then when people think they start getting the things that they desire, they believe God with them, but you doing what you want to do and he not checking you. That means he don't fool with you. Because when you love your children, you check them. You check them. And he says, as many as I love, what he say he do? He chasten and rebuke. Therefore, be zealous and repent. He said, don't despise the chastening of Yahuwah. He said, I'm going to rebuke you as a father chasten his own son. How you don't love you? You don't let your son do whatever?
You got them kids, their parents, they be smoking in the house, bring a girl out, they do whatever.
Do whatever.
See, otherwise,
Listen, I told y'all this for years, man, because I've observed this from a child all the way up to a man. Children can tell that you don't love them when you let them do whatever they want to do. They may can't put it into words. They might can't articulate it like we can, but they know like, oh, my people don't care about me. Because they let me do whatever. Especially if they around people, young other children who be like, oh, no, I can't do that. My mom and them don't let me do that. My daddy don't let me do that. I can't go over here. I can't go over there. Because that parent is thinking that they're doing a good thing by giving them free reign. The child in their underdeveloped brain, even though it's a proper response, they don't perceive it that. After a while, it seems fun. Be like, damn, I get to do whatever I want. and you don't say nothing. That's why some of them start acting out to see if you gonna check them. Then when you don't check them, they just withdraw. And then you got some of them, they just hell you. They don't give a damn. Shoot bet. I want to do what I want to do anyway. You know what I'm saying? So you right up my alley. And why is it like that? Because
You don't think that one, that's some more shit. I already don't fool with you, and I see you don't fool with me, so it'll work out.
yeah,
Yeah.
for a lot of them. Yeah, absolutely. For a lot of them. And then and a lot of it play into some parents don't have the energy and or they didn't like being checked by their parents. So they feel like I'm gonna spare my child from that because I ain't gonna do them like that. Because you niggas hate authority, structure, discipline, and teaching. You stupid bastard. You shouldn't have had churn. That's right. Tell them again. We say that's so true. I was a non-believer and growing up, I would always say, if there was a God, why does he let certain things happen? Now I believe and understand the assignment. My dad must have loved me because I couldn't do a thing.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Give him a hug and a touch.
That's what I was talking to Mama Stepdaughter. She said the same thing. She said when she was a child, she hated her daddy. She didn't realize what he was doing until she became an adult. And a lot of times it be like that. What's what Jess say? I tell the girls all the time, if their parents let them do whatever, they do not care. Yeah, a lot of them, hey, man. And some of them don't realize that that's what they're communicating because they're thinking that they're being more, you know what I'm saying? It's not some of them. Every person who does that is not necessarily in their brain. I hate this damn child. You know what I'm saying? But that's what the book says. He said if you spare that correction, you hate your son. Let me find that verse. You think I ain't making it up? Hold on. Remember, rod don't mean beat him. You know, black people be ready to beat. You ain't got to beat that boy, man. Black people be ready to whoop them children behind, boy. Golly. Give him Proverbs 12 and 1. Then Proverbs 13:24. And then Proverbs 15 and 10. This is Proverbs 12 and 1.
Whoso love instruction, love knowledge, but he that hate reproof is brutish.
You know what brutish mean? Stupid. You know what I'm talking about? So if you don't like correction, you stupid. Proverbs 13:24. This is what he say now.
He that spares rod, hate his son. He that love him, chasten him betimes.
Betimes. He said, if you spare the rod or correction, you hate your son. You know what I'm saying? Well, we know he didn't hate Yahushua. That's why he said, it's my beloved son and who I love him. So I'm going to chasten him. And in that chastening, that carried your sin. Proverbs 15 and 10. Remember, man, chastening is instruction, is rebuke. It's not necessarily the aspect of, let me get a belt, a switch, a broomstick, an extension cord, and beating the brakes off the child. Because if you're beating the brakes off the child without instruction, that's just cruelty, man. You just frustrated about other things in your life and you're taking it out on that child. Now, it's different if they just outright defiant. Now I got to drop a mud hole in your behind. You know what I'm talking about? But you don't need to be dropping no mud hole in a nigga under 5. Hell, maybe under 8. That nigga too small to be beating on like that. You know, black folk put belts on toddlers. I'd be like, God damn. I ain't talking about you just bound to my, you whooping this nigga. What's wrong with you? Like he really gonna understand. All he knows is you striking me. He don't understand nothing. He ain't gained nothing from this interaction. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I know some people like to scream, you know, that's slavery. I don't put that junk on slavery. That's just an easy cop out, in my opinion. In my opinion, I think that junk comes from the inability to instruct or the lack of desire to instruct. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to take the time to teach. You don't want to take the time to communicate. So you just want to strike. So you think that'll solve the problem. And you wonder why the child behavior never amends, because dumb nigga, you ain't never taught him nothing. Go ahead, man.
Say correction is grievous unto him that forsake the way, and he that hate reproof shall die.
You hate correction, you going to hell. It's painful to you when you've abandoned the Diraq. When you've abandoned the way of life, instruction is grievous to you. They don't want to hear that, Sibo. Where we was at? Yeah, he already read it. Yeah, that's what we need to get to. Psalms 82. I just want to make sure I ain't had nothing. But you know, that's what a lot of people don't do. They don't want to teach. I told you, man, I told y'all plenty of time, boy. My cousin used to be like, boy, I'd just rather y'all whoop me. Because, boy, Chandra and my mama, boy, but my auntie, boy, they going to come through, boy. They finna, look here, man. They might not even whoop. They coming through living a full lecture, boy. Breakdown, whoop, 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 whoop. Cuz used to hate that junk. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you now she probably appreciated it more than she could ever imagine because they were giving you instruction like, yo, this not what you do. And this is why this is not what you do. And this is what happens and why if what's going to happen to you if you continue to behave this way. You know what that gives a child the ability to do? To make sound decisions because now they can actually weigh things out before they do it. They can sit back and look at something. Let me see the pros and the cons. Oh, no, this don't seem like I ought to do this here. Instead of being emotional and reacting off of impulse. Go ahead.
Alahym stand in the congregation of the mighty.
In the mighty.
He judge among the gods.
Now, we read this last night as it pertains to 1 Corinthians 6. Go ahead.
How long you judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? Say, "Lot, defend the poor and the fatherless."
Let's pause on that. Let's look at accept the persons. What that mean? Let's look at that.
To accept is nasa, to lift, bear up, to carry, to take.
Oh, you got to give us a second, young blood. He say, like that Scarface song says, now I feel you, even on a natural example. When you don't understand at the moment, but later you do. Indeed. Read them John 13:7.
Yahusha answered and said unto him, "What I do, you know not now, but you shall know hereafter." Peter said unto him, "You shall never wash my feet." Yahusha answered him, "If I wash you not, you have no part with me."
Because right there at the time, Peter didn't understand. The same way when he told him, "Get behind me," when he told him, he didn't understand. When it went down, he did. Now, Nisha just said, I feel like them thought-provoking conversations about why you made a bad choice prick your heart way more than a whooping, and they do. Because then you have to sit and stew in the fact that you made a bad choice. Then you know what to come in at? Because if you give a damn about making good or bad choices, the way that you feel, because it was shown to you that it made a bad choice, you might think in your life, well, I don't never want to feel like this ever again. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean nothing. That junk fade. Yeah, because see, that's going to last with you when you become an adult, when it's time to make decisions. Because what you feeling is that soaking feeling of failure. And a failure that could have been avoided. Because it's not like you tried something that didn't work out. That happens. That ain't nothing to feel bad about. You know what I'm saying? Like really like pity your stomach feel bad. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you started a business, it failed. Happens all the time. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you wanted to play basketball. Okay, you didn't make the team. Okay, that's cool. But when you did something and your people pointed out, like, man, what was you woo-woo? You'd be like, God damn it. How could you be this stupid? That junk sit with you. And sometimes you beat yourself up over that for years. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, you got to school them, man. Say give them a spectrum of understanding from a loving obedience to imputed defiance. Indeed. Because that coming down to when, as he mentioned, when you had a thought, that's instruction. I'm teaching you, son, you made a bad decision. This is why it's a bad decision. These are the consequences from these type of decisions. This is how you move when you face with these situations so you don't make this decision. That's instruction. Now he's armed with the tools to have wisdom and understanding in life to know this is how I move and this is why I'm moving like that. Versus, you big dummy, pop, pop, pop. He's going to go out there and do it again. Matter of fact, he's probably going to go out there and do it again out of spite because you struck me. You know what I'm saying? But you got to, you know what I'm saying? Like this here, right? When you look at how you were instructed in this regard with the son, it's the aspect of what? He has to bear the instruction or the penalty of what man had to bear. That's why he said open rebuke is better than secret love. So he openly rebuked his son in the open. But that rebuke or that correction or chastisement was not for him. That was for you. So he could rescue you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just a shift in perspective. That's why, like I mentioned, when the people say that silly jump by, why he just ain't killed Satan. I know you don't know no better. Oh, hey, somebody grab my son out of there. You know what I'm saying? We don't consider it that way. Man, you gotta have to take the time to teach, man. Because it lasts longer. Like you say, whoopings only last for a moment. You know what I'm saying? Instruction lasts for a lifetime. And when I say a lifetime, not just yours. You see what I'm saying? Because not only can you be able to pass that instruction to your peers, I ain't talking about just peers when you were a child, because you could give them life lessons to anybody. You pass them to your children, to your children's children. And guess what they end up doing? Passing them down. You know what that sounds like, Sylvia? The word go from one generation to the next. That's how instruction is supposed to go down. See, the wrath part, that's the last resort. I've been told you that, man. Wrath should not be your go-to. That should not be your first reaction. That means you're not looking to teach. It should only be your first reaction after you have exhausted instructive means, and this nigga's just bucking you. Because did he just go first quarter? Let me get the sword for a third of them. Did he just leave with that off the top? No. They tried him though. He definitely tightened niggas up from time to time. Let me send these servers around here. Because y'all keep sizing me. Hold on. I'm going to kill some of y'all while you got the quail in your mouth. Because you're trying. But you know, I ain't know this, man. I didn't know that pigeons and doves is the same thing, man. I never considered it because I don't give a damn about birds. But yeah, I never knew that. Yeah, they in the same family. They're essentially the same type of bird. Because we were talking about pigeons in Florida, doves, something. I said, I ain't never seen no damn pigeons around this. Probably have now to think about it. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you could get you a pigeon, little Johnny, man, frame him, put him on the Barbie. Man, pigeon's clean, man. You can eat you a pigeon.
I ain't get mad.
You know what I'm saying? You know, they offer pigeons and turtle doves on the altar, man. You know what I'm saying? You look like you're gonna freaking see him. That boy still got his. You still got that hibachi, boy? Freaking see him. Freaky Zeke? Whoa.
I know you from New York now.
That's crazy. He called himself Freaky Zeke, and this nigga name is Ezekiel.
And then you know, on the other side.
Yeah, that nigga name is Ezekiel. That nigga name is Ezekiel. You say you wouldn't feel right eating a pigeon? Shoot, you feel right if you were hungry. Niggas is. I can understand why she said that too. Don't get me wrong.
I'm about to say this.
You said as long as it ain't a New York City pigeon. I mean, at this point, if you're out here eating chickens, you know, shoot.
You probably ate a pigeon.
You little Cornish hen. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, because they were having an argument last night about his fish meat or not. That joke was hilarious. Messing around with the fest, lying about Haile Selassie. It is considered meat, but it was like they were talking about scripturally. Because we were looking at the passages when he said, do you have any meat? Then when you look at them verses, the words don't mean that. It means like basically like have any meat. Basically, like, y'all got something to eat? That's what it meant. You know what I'm saying? Because people argue that the Lord was a vegan, that he didn't eat meat. It was like, bro, he ate the Passover. But what does it mean when they say eat the Passover? Passover in Greek literally is Pesach, literally the Passover lamb, literally what that means. You know what I'm saying? He said at least the pigeons got to see the sun, got some vitamin D. That was wild.
Think he was on earth this whole time.
It's a lot of people who believe that he did not eat animal flesh. See, what they consider to be meat is flesh that has muscle and tendons. So fish is considered to be meat, but because it's not a land animal, that's why you see it classified as seafood.
Okay. I can see that.
You know what I'm saying?
I can see that.
So,
Man, that junk got bones with meat on it.
You looking it up?
that's crazy.
No.
Bones with meat on it is insane. Egregious. Grievous. He doubled down. What you doing to him?
I'm gonna have some tonight.
What you doing to that boy? Why he can't do nothing to you? He just a baby. What he doing to you? Nothing. He just what? He headbutted you.
Like you said, when you go to the help,
Shoot, he just probably moved around and you just got in the way. He said, come to think of this place has some teeny tiny chicken wings. Could have been from a chicken. They were good too. Whoa. Amazing. Yeah, man. Come on, man. Where we at with it, man? That's crazy. Wild. Hey, somebody said the other day, say, here you go with this here. I said, hold up, nigga. I said, let me tell you something real. My comedy is immature. I said, I don't care if you find it funny or not. I do. And that's all that matters to me. Man, you say, at least you're consistent. That's all that matters to me. If I'm amused, I don't care if you like, that's such lowbrow comedy. And I never said I participated in highbrow comedy, sir. How about that? I'm not George Carlin. I ain't Dave Chappelle. I ain't coming with no intellectual comedy, nigga. We gonna roll around in the mud with it. You understand me? Come on, man. You know about George Carlin? That white man hilarious, bro.
That is Psalms 82.
Yeah.
John 13. Was this something else on there?
Nope. No, that I think Omar put that John 13:7, and that's why I read. He wanted to reference that as far as a situation where something was done and he didn't understand it then, but afterwards he understood. Same thing with Matthew 16 when he was like, oh, this ain't gonna happen to you, Lord. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Say, Alahym stand in the congregation of the mighty. He judge among the gods. How long will you judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? Selah.
Let's see what unjustly means.
You got that is Olah, injustice, unrighteousness, wrong, violent deeds of injustice.
Violent deeds of injustice. How long will you judge?
And except was to lift up. That was in the side.
So how long will the violent deeds of injustice be lifted up by the persons of the wicked? He wants you to pause. This is what's being asked. This is a psalm of Asaph, if you would. This is about unjust judgments being corrected. He said, defend who?
The poor and fatherless.
And do what?
Justice to the afflicted and needy.
Deliver who?
The poor and needy.
And rid them out of who?
The hand of the wicked.
So this is what you see Yahusha doing. He delivered us out of the hand of the wicked or the hand of the adversary. The same token that what you look at what the scribes were doing. They were oppressing. Let's take a look at that. Matthew 23:13. See, when you start dealing with money and power, that's when people start getting oppressed. So that's why when you see a lot of people talk about camps, congregations, churches, and all that there, it's because of people operating by money and power. Doesn't mean that they got to be making the 1.4 million that nigga Brian Carn lied about. You know what I'm talking about? But just period. Because even a lot of these brutes, them niggas ain't making no money like that, but they want power. You know what I'm saying? And that goes into why Peter told you, read that for him, man. 1 Peter 5:1. Because it's what's in your law. Don't rule over one another with what? Rigor. You know what I'm saying? That's not the play. But people do that. Remember I told you I done had a conversation with a lot of brews and they be like, well, as shepherds, we supposed to do no. That's not my job, blood. It's not my job. It's not my job to regulate what grown people do with their loins. That's not my job. You know why that's not my job? Because y'all got parents. You know what I'm saying? And I'm mentioning that because that aspect of the game is removed. What do people call in this awakening? Bro, I'm not rude. These are 30-year-old people. These are 40-year-old people. And if they 18, 19, 20, where your people at? Especially if your people in the word. That's not my job to be handling that. Man, where you go talk to your daddy? I don't need to be involved with who you finna marry. That's your daddy job. I don't want that job. But you know what they need? They want that job because they're convinced that that's your job to make decisions for grown people. I promise you I ain't. And I don't care what nan nigga think about it. You know what I'm talking about? Let me get this definition of this word rigor from Leviticus 25:43. That is parak. That's harshness, severity, or cruelty. Now listen, if he told you not to rule over each other with rigor, guess how you shouldn't rule over your children then? No severity and no cruelty. That's unnecessary. You know what I'm talking about? First Peter 5:1.
The elders which are among you I exhort, who am also an elder, and I witness among of the sufferings of a Mashiach, and also partaker of the esteem that shall be revealed.
Mm-hmm.
Feed the flock of Alahym, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly.
Not by what?
Not by constraint, but willingly.
Tell them what constraint means.
That is in akastos, by force or constraint.
Now that goes into what Sister Regina asked. There's no way that you should be by force trying to create a congregation and rule over somebody. So that's what a lot of people want to do. You know, an overseer is just to watch over. It's not to rule over. You know what I'm saying? But you'd have to have care for people. Run that verse again. Maybe the verse before.
The elders which are among you I exhort, whom also an elder and a witness of the sufferings of a Mashiach, and also partaker of the esteem that shall be revealed. Feed the flock of Alahym, which is
so that's the first thing. Remember, that's what Yahushua told him to do. Feed him the word now. Or what he told you in Ezekiel 34. Feed him the word. Because he said you ain't strengthened the weak, you ain't healed the disease. He said in Ezekiel, y'all niggas ain't did none of that. Go ahead.
So taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly. Not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind.
Not for filthy what?
Lucre.
Don't do it for now. I want you to give him oversight and filthy lucre, just in case they don't know what that means.
Oversight is episcopio, to look upon, inspect, to oversee, to look after, to care for.
So that's what it means to be an overseer, is to have a care for. You care for these people. That's different from ruling over people. When you rule over people, you don't necessarily got to care about them.
Willingly, his crucio, that's voluntarily, willingly, of one own accord.
Tell them what filthy lucre is, man. You had you some filthy lucre?
That is Oscro Kerdos. That is eagerness for base gain.
Eagerness for base gain. Let's see what base gain means in English. He said, you ready to get base gain. You know, we could read a couple places in the text about people moving for base gain. So when you look at base gain, this is greedy for shameful profit. An initial signal, strength, put level. No, that's something else. They talking about electronics. Okay, there. Base gain describes being greedy for money or profit in a shameful or dishonorable way. Basically, what we were just talking about, what that nigga just did with that tax return. You were greedy for that bread, and when you seen Uncle Sam wanted 800,000 or 600,000, you said, "Well, I got to do something about that." Because that's why a lot of people start preaching, because they're greedy for filthy lucre. They want some money, and they don't care how they get it. You know the craziest thing in the world, man? I done heard people say that pastors will go do appearances at other people's churches and have to be paid to do it. We got a guest speaker, and you pay them 20 racks to come. They offer some love. There ain't no love offering. This is the thing. Ain't no such thing in the book as a love offering. Not like that. No, hold on. Now, again, I say not like that. Not how they describe it. Oh, we got to give a love offering to the pastor. You better offer your butt out my face. Yeah.
You got, man, look, it's just like a rap artist. You got the front end.
Whoa! Whoa! That boy said that he got the front end, the back end, and the This ain't nothing but male temple prostitute work going on in here.
I saw you, dear. She's trying to save you.
No, but at the end of the day, though, in a spiritual sense and not in a literal sense, what he literally described was a male temple prostitute. But Jared just said, "Oh, they take up an offering, but it's for pay," and that's tough, bro. Because you supposed to work for this man. Why is we paying this? How you got money to pay this man $25,000 to show up to do his job that he say God sent him to do? But you ain't got $25,000 to give everybody here to pay their light bill. My brother Johnson life finna get cut off. The love offering. That's what Barry said. Same thing. So I was in church service one time and they raised money to pay the pastor and get him back home. He shouldn't have came. How the hell he got here? Then we gonna pay you to come and pay you to go home? That sounds like a prostitute.
It's crazy. You definitely never seen nobody reject one. Like, hey,
They be like, no. That's crazy, bro. I ain't even saying that to be this. This is not about the church per se. This is about the practice. You understand? Because we know every church not doing that. You know what I'm saying? He said, that's what you said. Yeah, if you got to go somewhere and I got to pay you, because that means they probably paid him to get there. And they probably paid for his accommodations.
This was an out of town pastor or something?
Had to be.
I'm about to say, shoot. I don't know. Somebody got a car to pick the nigga up.
Shoot, but he got to have a car to get around. So that means they paid for the rental, the hotel. You know they ain't just going to put him at the Super 8. They're going to put him in a nice hotel. They're going to give him 20, 25 racks, cash. Shoot, yeah, you can spend his spend. Keep that money. That's filthy lucre, man. I ain't looking at it wrong either. Them niggas wrong. That free. Hey, listen. This all I got to do. This all I got to do. I delve in their text, man. You show me somebody paid Paul then to pull up. Paid Barnabas to pull up. Paid Philip to pull up. Paid James and Peter to pull up. Man, Samuel, that's different. No, he got a prophecy. Where them animals at? They said that's proper cultural conduct. Well, y'all took from the house of the Lord to get at this nigga. He supposed to work for God. He supposed to pull it up here for free. Look here, man. He got paid from his church and this church. That boy doubled up. This stuff better than crack.
They said he got that double honor.
Then get double honor. Double honor. That junk ain't right, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. That junk ain't right, bro. Say double down. I'm telling you, that junk ain't right, bro. Because eventually, them boy, you supposed to turn that down. Remember what that David, he said, that's shameful. Hold on. That's shameful, man. Listen, right now, all jokes aside, right? If you wanted that man to slide through there and you was like, hey, don't worry about travel, board, and we gonna feed you. I ain't got no problem with that. Because that's gonna line up with, hey, man, if you come in the house, eat what they put before you. Okay, we want you to slide. We don't want you to worry about how you gonna get here. We got somewhere. And I'm talking about, ain't got to be no hotel. Nigga be like, you can stay in such and such house. Because that's what they would have did back then. They'd have stayed at somebody's house. You know what I'm saying? But if you wanted to get him an Airbnb, a hotel, because that ain't going to break the bank. But you going to do all that and pay this nigga? You already gave him what he needed. You gave him what was needful for the body. We housed you and we fed you. That's fair. That's fair. You didn't need the 20 racks, brother. You didn't need the 20 racks. Because the word at least supports that. You know what I'm talking about? Feed and house. That boy said, pay me. Yeah, that's a greedy for shameful profit. Well, what is it to be shameful? There's a lot of people shameful out here. So many big girls be shameful in the clothes they put on. Why you went outside like that? That means worthy of causing shame or disgrace. You lack honor and integrity. So you willing to get this money irregardless of any honor or any integrity. I need it, and I got to have it. And it ain't supposed to be like that, man. Now, again, just to be fair, scripturally, you do have a basis of feeding and housing them. You know what I'm saying? Now, you got like Paul. Paul had his own hired house. You know what I'm talking about? But then also you can read what Paul said. He was down bad, and them people had to look out for him. You know what I'm talking about? Clearly the Lord was down bad because they say that, and people had to look out for him. That's different. But you talking about, I'm going to fly you in, and we got to pick up a love offering because he came in here and preached today. We got to get the guest pass for $25,000. We ain't got to get a guest pass or nothing, nigga. That's half some people's yearly salary. And you giving him $25,000 for 30 minutes worth of work. Now these bigger churches now, you know, this ain't the norm. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the norm.
Lord might pop you on free rats.
Yeah, the Lord, you know, maybe a couple hundred. The Lord church is gonna pay for your room and board. That's about far we can go. If you can get here, you know what I'm saying? Great. Once you get here, we can feed you, we can house you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't getting no check. We ain't got it. We ain't got it. No, we talked about that the other day, man. Hey, what Buddy broke down with them numbers. Of course, you know, it's kind of hard to verify them numbers, but it sounds about right. One part you can verify. 0.05% of churches are mega churches. You know what I'm saying? Average church got, you know what I'm saying, X amount of members, and out of that, 6-15 give. So the reality is, you already know that. We ride around, see too many churches. You know them people ain't getting no money out like that. And most churches ain't got no guest speaker. So if they got a guest speaker coming through, they getting some money. Shiloh had guest speakers, and guess what they getting? Some money. You used to go to Shiloh? You look like old Shiloh nigga. But Johnny looked like he was coaching. He gonna go out with hoes at. Where the hoes at?
Yeah.
That's why you win.
I plead the fifth.
It was a good, you know.
It was good.
He said, hey, it was good. He said, and I looked upon it and I said it was good. Good service.
They can't speak on the service, speak on the woman.
He said he speak on the women. That's all he was looking for. They told my homeboy told me the priest go to church. That's why I went. Nigga say, what did you learn? That the priest at church?
What was taken to that sermon?
That's sad. Psalms 82, man. Bird folk, that's sad. He said, you know, I told you what it was going on, man. Shoot, my homegirl told me she went to Harvest Dome. She told me about all that. She was a teen then, all the freak nasty junk she was in. I said, at the church, huh?
Deliver the poor and needy, rid them out of the hand of the wicked.
See, the people got to be delivered out the hand of the wicked. Because they been, that's what I want you to read, Matthew 23 and 13. You can make it 11.
But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant. Whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased.
That's right.
He that shall humble himself shall be exalted.
That's right.
But woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you shut up the kingdom of Shamayim against men. For you neither go in yourselves, neither suffer you them that are entering to go in.
What else?
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you devour widows' houses, and for pretense make long prayers. What you think he mean when he say they're devouring widows' houses? They're taking all the bread. Even devour by definition. They're taking all the reasons. When I say the bread, I'm talking about resources. You know, not necessarily money like we would look at it now. Getting everything, maybe even some butt. That is katasteo, that is to consume by eating, to eat up, to devour. You got a bird, of a serpent, of a man eating up the little book. You got to devour, to squander, to waste substance, to devour, forcibly appropriate widow's property.
Forcibly appropriate a widow. They taking houses.
To strip one of his goods, to ruin.
Taking all the goods.
By fire, to devour, to utterly consume, to destroy.
That's why, and for those who don't know, that's why we take the time, because, you know, real big in this word have meanings. So when you see what these words mean, you get a good idea of what these people were doing. But they say to appropriate a widow's property, that means they were taking people's houses.
That's a forcibly.
By force, give me this house. Guess who we know be doing that? Old Dow. Old Dow. And your daughter. He wants you to sell your house and give him up. I'll never forget that video, that boy bragging. She sister sold her house and dropped the money down at the apostles' feet. I say, this I say,
I was trying to use that.
well, this was years ago. This was years ago.
Was it by force?
No, this is how he do it. Now listen, it's subtle force because it's the insinuation that you don't have the fruit and you not doing the work. If you don't sell your land or your house and bring the money to him and come live on the land that he controls.
A little bit of treachery in it.
Definitely a little bit of treachery. The same way,
That's what they say.
well, no, that's what because they're not going to necessarily come right out and say it, but they want to implant that in your brain. Because it was almost like how Smith had people feeling like, oh, if you're not here, you're going to go to hell. But you're not outright saying that, but you insinuating it though. So if you're impressionable and you hear that, then you're going to make a certain type of move. Then when it goes sour, you're going to be mad with him. You know what I'm saying? But I'll never forget that video. This was right around the time Mike started fooling with him. That boy posted that video, man. That's when he got mad when Daoud didn't perform because he wanted to be paid. You know what I'm talking about? And you know what's ugly about that? This nigga made a diss video and put it behind a paywall. Then when the man said, man, I heard you were dissing me. He say, well, if you want to know what I said, go on my Patreon. So you want me to pay to hear you diss me? Come on, man. What type of man are you?
They're trying to get that bread.
Then threaten them with violence. But listen, now I'll never forget that video, man. As long as I live, man, as long as I don't develop some type of sugar overload in my brain that leads to dementia or some type of Alzheimer's. But boy, that man stood up and said, yeah, boy, that woman dropped. He was easily talking about well over $250,000. There's no way in the world that I could, in good conscience, take a $250,000 check from somebody who told me, I just sold my house. I want you to have this bread. Man, my first question is, why did you sell your house? And why are you bringing me the money? Nah, man, I can't take that. I can't take that, man. I'm talking about, man, there's no way in the world, bro. There's no way in the world. You know what I'm saying? Man, by the only way something like that permissible if somebody did something like that, if this person owned 20, 25 houses, and they say I sold one and I wanted to give this to the body. Like what you've seen in Acts 2. Because that's what they try to do. They try to use Acts 2 to say all things in common to manipulate you into doing that. You know what I'm saying? But this wasn't a lady who had multiple properties and all things. She sold the house she was living in. Man, I tell her, take that money, go buy you another house, mom. Yeah, mom, dudes, go buy you another house. You know what I'm saying? No, man. And even then, if somebody had multiple properties and did that, I would hope that they would come holler at me first before you. Is you sure you want to do that? Because that ain't really necessary. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to do it. I need to make sure that you know why you doing it and your rationale and reasoning for doing it. Because no, we not man. Not your house. That's for your children. Well, at least if you want to sell it for yourself, you've been paying a damn mortgage on it for all these years. That's crazy. Come on, man.
House paid off. That's even worse.
Yeah, it's just
don't work that hard to pay it off.
Facts. It's just certain things, man, that if you desire to do something of that nature, I'm talking about for us. I would hope you will come holler at me about that version. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, so we can make sure you making an informed decision. Because, boy, ain't nobody pressed for no money that bad. Because once you do all that, what we going to do with the bread? Yeah, that's what he doing. Buying land that the people who paying for it don't own. They don't own the land or the house on the land that they living on. Yeah, I know it. They bodily built that nigga a massive mansion.
He Mr. Charles.
Man, let me stop mentioning this nigga before he pop up in my algorithm. I ain't seen that nigga in months, and I don't want to see him either. No, they stopped talking about it. But they boys had a run, man, where all the Hebrew niggas was making videos about this man. I wish I could still have the video, man. We'll know the video. That boy say bum. C-Dollar. That John, that was crazy. But even before now I will say this here because I don't fool with that nigga because that nigga exploiting people. I remember the first time I heard him on Debate Talk for You, I said, boy, this nigga here trash. Some of the worst junk I ever heard. And he was trying to defend polygyny, to be specific. It was terrible. It's terrible. It was terrible. I said, yeah, this sucks. Come on, man. Yeah, man. Shoot, Dow get that money, Mika. He get that money. No, he got a different audience. You know what I'm saying? If you pay attention to a lot of brews, you could tell they have a, you know what I'm saying? Like, and this ain't being disparaging to nobody. You like I said, like, okay, you take Boom Church. You got a lot of people who go to Boom Church. You can tell they just came out to Christian church. Usually middle to upper middle class people. You know what I'm saying? That's not no negative. That's just the people who you can see in general in a organization. You take an ISUPK, you see street niggas. Now, what them niggas actually in the streets for real? Probably not. But to the average person, they look like that. Because one dude I know who in there, like people will look at him and think he might have been in the street. This man was in the army, a computer programmer, all that type of stuff. That man ain't never seen no streets. You know what I'm saying? But he lived in the hood though. So when I say street more, like you see hood niggas. That's people thought process from their aesthetic. You see IUIC and people look at it and they see more so professional people. You know what I'm saying? They may not necessarily be upper middle class and this, that, they're in the third. But you look at these people, they seem to be more professional, more astute. This is the vibe you get. IOG is the same thing. You see more like Christian people, more so upper middle class people, maybe even just a certain type of people who you see affiliate in these organizations. That's not a negative. And Dial is no different. It's more so people who more lean to what people would say the Christian side of things. And when you're dealing with people who lean more so to the Christian side of things, they tend to be more willing to give money. And people know that. You know what I'm saying? When you lean into the more the Hebrew quote unquote side of things, they're not as quick to give money. Because people who come from the Christian side of things believe it is their duty to do that. And dudes know that, and they use that to their advantage. You say you got a close friend and straightway, she's down for the cause. I just pray for her. Shoot, I just pray she don't get caught up living out there because she gonna be down bad. Now, what they do, Dante, now they get you to sell everything you got. And you move on to that compound, but that compound is in a trust controlled by the pastor. So therefore, you don't own the lot of land that you live on and the trailer that you living in. Because see, he got a mansion. You get a trailer. You don't own that either. So if he decide to put you out, you leave with nothing. Can't even stay in the house you live in because you don't own it. There's no way in the world in good conscience I could ask anybody to do nothing like that. That's crazy. But come on with it, bro.
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you devour widows' houses, and for pretense make long prayer. Mm-hmm. Therefore you shall receive the greater damnation. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you compass sea and land to make one proselyte.
And when he's made,
you make him twofold more the child of hell than yourselves. Woe unto you, you blind guides, which say, whosoever shall swear by the temple, it is nothing. But whosoever shall swear by the gold of the temple, he is a debtor. You fools and blind, for whether is greater, the gold or the temple that sanctified the gold?
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's, a lot of people, when it comes to straightway, man, they look at because a lot of brews want to make homesteads. Homesteads is basically buying acres of land and then everybody build their houses and live out there. And ain't nothing wrong with it per se, but I know a few brews that feel like nobody's ever done it and it worked. I can't speak to that because that would mean you would have to be aware of everyone who ever did it. You know what I'm saying? And man, it just all depends. She lives on one of the land. They got land everywhere. They got a compound in Indiana. You know what I'm saying? It just depends, man. You know what I mean? I've told y'all this before. We went over it when that jump first came out. That's how, if we was to all buy land, then that means everybody got to have an ownership stake in that land because you got to be able to leave that to your children. And you definitely got to own the house that you build on it. You know what I'm saying? Because that got to be for your children. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's just crazy to have a group of people live somewhere and don't nobody own nothing. But the organization. That's not what he meant when he said all things in common. They weren't doing that. You know what I'm saying? But people take advantage of your ignorance. Psalms 82.
Verse 5. They know not, neither will they understand.
Mm.
They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of
Now let's
course.
go into when the Lord say they, you know, if you walk in darkness, you know not where you're going. You know what I'm saying?
I have said you are gods, and all of you are children
John
of the Most
10,
High.
34. Me, myself, I couldn't live out there in the woods with some of them niggas. These niggas seem weird. I told you, you know, Rohan was out there in Goshen. You know what I'm saying? That boy said it was going down out there. I told you Goshen was different because that wasn't a congregational thing. That was somebody owned some land and he wanted nothing but Israelites to come move out there. And then you had a mix of people who didn't believe the same thing. So that led to all type of stuff on top of niggas being out there who were perverts. Is that the one where the ex-football player was a part of? That is. I don't wonder whatever happened with that. You know, the nigga who was out there got arrested for the child abuse? Because them niggas stopped talking about it. That's how I knew they ain't really give a damn. Because if you'd have kept care about Jit, you would have kept talking about that. You just wanted to tear Dow down or put him out there because you done fell out with him. You know what I'm saying? Which shows me how wicked some of them niggas is. Because if you knew that stuff was going on and you ain't had a problem with it till you fell out with him, you's a buster. Because it shouldn't have took you falling out with him to say something about it. If it was truly wrong to you, you would have said something about it first quarter and left. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be like, a lot of these niggas wicked. Tell you, Dante, these niggas will sit in organizations, see niggas hit niggas' wives, do all type of stuff, don't say nothing. Then nigga come have sex with your wife. Let me tell y'all about Pastor Brown. That's a wicked brother. He did this, he did that, he did this, but it was cool until it was you. I don't respect it. But guess what, man? If niggas was in here beating up on Johnny, guess what you supposed to do? Leave. Not be like, well, that's messed up. What he doing to brother Johnny? Then it's your turn to get beat up. Now you want to act, we're gonna expose him. Nah, that's whole stuff. Guess what these niggas do that every day? You know what I'm saying? You say you know that Larry Johnson been in this thing a while too. I don't think. Yeah. You're talking about the football player from the Chiefs. Oh yeah, I already know it. Man, I don't listen to that Johnson. That nigga don't be talking about that. You know Larry Johnson? Played for the Chiefs, man. He used to be number 27, man. When he scored a touchdown, he threw the Rockefeller logo because he supposed to have been down with Rockefeller at the time. Went to Penn State. Yeah, he been in the Word. But the only thing he like to talk about is Freemasonry and look at the hand signs. This brother's a Mason. And I don't want to hear that junk. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, we done elevated to a higher plane, brother. I don't want to sit around talking about Illuminati hand signs every goddamn day. That's all he want to talk about. A ritual this, a ritual that. Man, I don't want to hear that. And that's nothing personal against him. It's just, bro, if you heard one Illuminati's conversation, you've heard them all. You heard them all. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They selling their soul. You got a friend in Goshen? You know what I'm saying? You know, Goshen ain't necessarily bad. It's just you got a mix of eclectic group of personalities and stuff be going on. Because, you know, it was a dude there who they had to send away because allegedly he was touching on young girls. But, you know, he had that on his jacket before he got there. Then I know somebody who was there and, you know, he made statement to the things that he seen that he didn't agree with. He got from down there, though. You know what I'm saying? It just took him a while before he could get himself from down there. Yeah, all types of go. Like I told my mans in Charlotte, man, like, just because you get a whole bunch of people who say they're in the Word to live in a particular place don't mean it's going to be godly because they're there. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be wicked niggas there just like it's going to be wicked niggas everywhere. It's just how it goes. See, everybody get out there and think we're going to live in harmony and godliness and everybody going to be just and upright. Nah, see, what you didn't know is that sister such and such like to slander people. Brother such and such is a pervert. You know what I'm talking about? Sister such and such is a whore. You know what I'm saying? The pastor knocking down niggas' wives when ain't nobody looking. And then you be shocked. You know what I'm saying? Niggas gonna nick. You know what I'm talking about? Godly people gonna godly. And most of them niggas ain't godly, they niggas. And that's it. And they really convinced themselves that we live in godly because we live on some land and plant fruits and vegetables. You know what I'm saying? That just don't mean that. So that's what happened to the TCA stuck on hand signs. and eventually way out there. Who TCA is? Who that is? That sound familiar. You got to tell me what that acronym is, because that ain't that sound familiar, and I can't place it. You finna get off here.
Isn't that the nigga who just do the reviews? Isn't that the nigga who brought him down? I'm not really talking.
I think it was. Yeah, I think that was TCA. Yeah, because he definitely, thoughts, camera, action. Yeah, because he definitely, that's why I said I knew that sounded for me. Yeah, he don't even fool with the word no more. He took his whole channel down. Because that's what the bum boo 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 said now. That's where I found it at. I'm talking about, because I remember Cub went off on me by some junk, and I was just telling him, like, he showed a public access television show on one of them camps. And I was telling him, like, hey, bro, that's not nationwide. He was like, oh, so you taking up something? Like, whoa, brother, chill. Yeah, I'm like, he live in London. I'm trying to tell him, like, yeah, bro, every area has public access television. Only niggas in the tri-state area can see that. I live in Florida. That's not on regular TV, bro. We don't see that. Yeah. Thoughts, camera. Yeah. He took his channel down. That boy went to talking about the Exodus was a myth and all that there. Then he just took his channel down. He was done. I think all his expose and on trying to show how certain pastors was evil turned him from the word. Yeah, it was too much for him. Yeah, they call Shep's wife mother. Now, to be fair, Mika, most people, because his wife would be considered to be an elder, they gonna call her mother. That's not that. He said, yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, I remember that. Because his videos would be just for entertainment for me on the Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? And then that'd be it. You know what I'm talking about? It's just like the dude Facing Gates be going in on his channel. He be going all about people not giving. Some of y'all watch the channel, you'll never get no money. I'm like, God damn. But he told me this is a biblical based reaction channel. See, some of y'all not. This nigga literally said you're not doing the work of God. He never donated to the channel. You just watch. Like, that's what it's for, nigga. To watch. Oh man. They do have different pastors, Mika. That I do know. So when you look at, hey man, John 10:34, we get off here, man. Hey man, and I ain't saying that to disrespect these people, but that junk really is what it is. You know, I usually don't call no name, but I call that nigga name because I don't respect that junk. And that junk ain't for no clout, because nigga don't give a damn about none of that. Nigga, I don't respect that junk, and I'll tell that nigga that to his face. Because he be trying to be on that tough guy stuff like he want to fight. Nigga, you 65 years old. Nigga, you got arthritis, man. Go on, sit down somewhere.
Hey, Yahshua answered them, is it not written in your law, I said you are gods? If he called them gods, into whom the word of Alahym came, and the scripture cannot be broken.
He said it's written in your law, you are what?
You are gods.
And the scripture can't be what?
Broken.
And guess what he say after that?
Say you of him whom the Abba have sanctified and sent into the world.
That I blaspheme?
Because I said I am the son of Alahym.
So when he say you the gods and sons of the Most High, you die like men, fall like one of the princes. He said, arise, O Alahym, judge the earth. You'll inherit all nations. Well, you know Yahushua going to come through, judge everybody, and everybody going to be under his thumb, under his rule. But we at 2:45, man. We can start that right now. Oh, he said that's what happened. He said all them changes started happening with Buddy when he went to Africa. TCA. But and hallelujah for Yahushua in the word, right? You know where that stuff be coming from for the key point? Because a lot of these niggas don't believe the word. You know what I'm saying? They not. I be telling you, man, a lot of people not in the word for why you think they in the word. You feel me? So all it takes is a little bit of something and a little bit of that, and they out the way. Yahuwah Baruch, nigga. They out the way. You feel me? I bless y'all at the house of Alahym in the name of Yahushua. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Y'all willing, man. We'll pick it up on Wednesday. Make it do what it do. Yeah, see, I ain't know too much about that Yasharalem dude. That was a dude they say went from, some people say he was the one who brought them into knowing they was an Israelite, and now he in the waterponics. He denied the word. That's when these niggas went to talk about, the CIA must have got him. They threatened his life. No, nigga, he ain't believe the word. Nigga, these niggas have to come up with the most fantastical stories to come up with why nigga ain't in the word no more. I already know it because they be shook because they wonder, am I next? I'm telling you. Because when they see this nigga with a lot of followers fall off or a lot of subscribers, a lot of views, they brain go to thinking, if he could fall off, could I? because you wasn't never on it, just like he wasn't on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. Because I don't give a damn who fall off. What that got to do with me? You know what I'm talking about? You say for all those affected by the weather, stay warm. Yes, sir. Yeah, if y'all got it, you better, man, make sure you take precautions if you in them states where it's bitterly cold. You know, thanks be to the Lord. We live in the South, nigga, deep South, Florida to be specific. We ain't got them problems. It's going to be cold, but not that cold. Not tomorrow anyway. I think tomorrow supposed to be 85 degrees. Yeah, let me look at something. Yeah, Monday going to have a little chill in it. Yeah, tomorrow going to be 82. Monday going to be 70, though. 37, but it's going to rain. And then when it rains, that low going to be 28. But we just dealt with that, though. You know what I'm saying? Shalom, Misha. Oh, yeah, Misha, you definitely need to be, make sure you got a generator and all. But boy, when that nigga Jarrell told me, yeah, the wind chill going to be minus 35, I say minus 35. They can't go outside. The whole city shut down. Man, them niggas say frostbite kick in 30 minutes. Then Yoshi tripping, talking about you got to go outside and keep it moving. I'm not going outside. But ain't enough layering in the world to deal with minus 35, bro. Amen, man. You know what I'm saying? Praise you indeed. Shalom, my G. You say it was rough over there with 68 degrees. I know the school shut down. Because, boy, my children wouldn't go to school in that. Man, them crackers say school going to be open on Monday. Okay, I'm going to show you how open you're going to be. Minus 35 degrees is wild. That's not the temp. That's the wind chill, bro. Minus 35? Hey, listen, they better be glad the Bears lost last week. Because who going to a football game in that? Not me. Yeah, they're going to be out there with their shirt off and they're going to die. Look at what Easton dealing with, man. Because I couldn't do it. You talking about minus 7 today. That's the low, the actual temperature. 7 degrees. Look at this here, minus 1. Look at this low, 6, 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 5. Nigga like this here, man. Am I taking a test? Minus 7. This the highs. 16, 15, 18, 14, 10, 11. I'm moving. Yeah, I'm moving. That's what Omar just said. It's 10 degrees in Philly. He talking about it's got up to about 20 today, possibly 25, and snow. Yeah, y'all definitely need to be safe. Y'all niggas need to move to the south, man. Get the hell from around that. Y'all tripping. I'm going to tell you like Cuz said, or move to L.A. I'm going to tell you what Cuz said on Minister Society. Man, let the Europeans have that madness. You know what I'm talking about? We's a tropical people, brother. Not me. I thank the Lord, boy. I thank the Lord. My granddaddy moved to Jacksonville, Florida, and they was in Tacoma, and they said, oh, that's where he at in Florida, and came here. Obviously, I wouldn't have been born if they didn't come here. You know what I'm talking about? But that's